Live. Checking. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Checking. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Where is BGS? I'll show up when I show up. Silver Desperado, how the hell would they know where I am? They don't live with me. 304 is still winning. Bullshit. Hoes never win, man. If you see a lot of 304s, that's a failure. You see a lot of 304s, that's a failure. Because the biggest, who actually wants to eliminate hoes? It's not men, it's women. There are a lot of hoes, actually men who actually win. Because pussy is cheap. What's going on, Buddha? They're not coming back to the table. They're already back to the table, man. They're not coming back. They're back to the table. That's what everybody's complaining about. So there is no coming. Hey, what's up? So Edward actually asked me to, um, he was actually emailed me and wanted me to further talk about this. I don't know why, but I don't even know why there's a beef because y'all do this shit every year. I don't even know why people get all tethered up about this shit. You why you even listen to people that don't know their, like I said, don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. If the people that were talking and were actually that good and that informed, they'd be leading the rebellion, okay, not following. If they knew what they were talking about, they'd be out there selling the product. Unfortunately, they don't. They think they do. If they could actually knew what they're talking about, they would solve their own problems in their own life. What's up, Artisan? Yeah, it's his fault because I wasn't gonna do um, anything on this, man. Because to me, it's a waste of time. And after last year, and I ain't got time to waste, man. If people want to stay fixed in their little silo, they're welcome to stay fixed in their silo. We got bigger fish to fry. But since it's really not my show, I really said what I had to say on, in my morning talk, which was yesterday, I do believe. If anybody wants to know what my opinion is, I did my little 20-minute, 25-minute rant yesterday. You can actually refer back to that. On this particular episode for the next 2 hours, I'm gonna drop the link, and y'all can come on up and say what you got to say at whatever level that you think you can say that. But trust and believe, okay? Normally I have patience. I don't have no patience for this shit today. Because we've been let's say one thing about this, man, about women being in the space, right? Everybody's afraid that women are going to come and take in the space, take over the space, right? 15 years ago, when this shit all started, they were talking to women. They had women on panels. They having women on panels on YouTube. They had women on panels on Blog Talk. They were going back and forth. Women have always been a part of this discussion. Okay, 30, 40 years ago. Okay, when we were talking about the same shit. Okay, women were on the panels. We were having live discussions face to face. It wasn't through YouTube, through a medium. Women have always been part of the discussion. They're over 50% of the really, they're damn near 60% of the black population. Of course, they're going to be in the discussion. And women have never been able to take over this space. Okay, in fact, I ran for almost 3 years. I ran a women's channel. Okay. And what I quickly found out that women are not really going to come if men are actually up there on the panel. They're not going to come. They're not going to come to invade a channel or try to take over a channel when there's men, especially men that are kind of low-key pissed off. They're not going to come. That's like I'm going to have to have a whole separate women's channel for them to come up and actually lend their voices. Otherwise, they wouldn't come. So this bullshit that women are going to come in and take over the channels, take over the space. It's actually that bullshit. It's never happened. It's never happened. If they could have, they would have. Can't even get women to come into this space. Hell, you can't even. Most of the content creators, only they can barely make over 10%. Even Kevin had to cut out a space for women to actually come and actually have dialogue. Otherwise, they wouldn't come. So this old bullshit, the women are gonna take over the space. Most of these cats ain't even content creators. Most of them aren't, and they're talking out. They're talking out of their ass. I've been doing this shit for 8 years. Okay, and that is not my experience. And I actually had women on my panels. A lot of the I have a few women that actually came from my women's channel. Actually started their own channels. So that is not the case. But I'm gonna actually drop the link, and so you guys can come on up because basically it's getting old. And I'm getting tired of people going back and forth and thinking that people that don't have actually no clue about what the fuck they're talking about having an outside voice in this uh in this uh in this space, okay? And they've been wrong for 15 years, but y'all keep listening to them. And because you guys like drama. That's the only reason. You guys like to keep shit going. That's the only reason. Because none of your theories actually come true. Not a one. But there's a link. What up, Mr. Z? Nah, lightsaber ain't half lit. It's just outside of it's just a circle. No, it's a full lightsaber, boss. You don't want to get hit by it.
Hey, what's good, BGS?
AB, what's up, man?
Oh man, writing an API for my
Oh
software.
shit. Oh, that sounds like fun.
It is. This is what the
Yeah, that
comments on
sounds
this.
like fun. And yeah, well, yeah, just when you have to do the bug fixes, it's gonna get even more fun, won't it?
I'm used to that. All you gotta do is look at the
Yeah,
error list.
yeah. Well, yeah, looking at the error list and fixing the bugs are two different things.
Yeah, and sometimes it breaks. Sometimes it no. I'm used to it. Sometimes it breaks when your program compiles and you can run it, but it still breaks.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
why. That's why they got features like hot
what
reload now, so you can fix the code and go right
and what
back to
happens?
it.
What happens when that motherfucker gets out into the wild, though?
Ooh, it's called patches. I'm just, I'm just saying. Why you think?
that's that's when the fun starts, sir.
Why you think the
And
video game companies are
you get
going to
people like me.
digital?
You got people like me cussing you out. Well, that's how come you have beta testers. Got you start bang on this shit a little bit before it actually goes out in the wild, so you
Yeah.
don't have no showstoppers.
Oh yeah, and some of them don't do that, but that's another story. But no, I wanted to comment on this. I've never had a problem with women being in the space. Either if I don't like a chick, I don't watch her.
Yeah,
Plain and simple.
yeah,
There's a couple of the chicks that was with you. I don't like. I know. I think they're on some bullshit. I don't watch them.
yeah.
Plain and simple. I don't.
Plain simple.
I don't sit and worry about them. They say something crazy. I'm like, okay, what did you expect?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I
At the end of the day, what the fuck are they really gonna do? I care less what a woman
see.
says.
Here's what is really. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Dre,
Speak up
BGS.
speak a
Yeah, you
little
a little
bit, Ed.
low, Ed.
Can you hear me better?
Yes, better.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, so shout out to everybody. Chat, BGS, Abe, and Judge Dre. I appreciate you doing this, BGS, because I'm
Mm.
like one of the ones that's like, look, man, I'm getting tired of these niggas. I'm about to flush the toilet, but I wanna this is see in my job we have what's called senior support,
Hmm.
and even though I'm a manager, this I said, you know what, I'm about to go to senior support real quick before I decide to tell these motherfuckers to erase this shit. Anyway, even though I know what the answer is, I just need to hear from somebody else. And I actually talked to LAR for a couple hours too. Because it's a lot of. So let's get to the simple. So I ain't
Go
gonna
ahead.
start to ramble. Number one, a lot of this has to do with the accusation is that we basically let women use our platforms as a springboard to get better, bigger channels, and then they
So,
start turning with us. That's what this accusation is. And
Okay.
when I sit there and I say, okay, let me hear what you got to say out, and they say what they say, holds winning, all sort of bullshit. And
mm-hmm.
particularly, I want Smurgo to come up here because he's like one of the main ones, other
Smart
than
ain't
like
coming up
Emil.
here. Smart ain't bring his
Um,
black ass up here.
and and basically, when it comes to Ramil, a lot of these people, what they're doing is they're basically aggregating around him,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like one dude that says something that has some credibility. Now they all want to kind of flame up again,
Uh huh.
even though his stuff is like it's really just him on that front. So I asked y'all, okay, how many women has really been in this space? Like you got the breakdown, you got
Yeah.
Jessica
Kendra.
X, and you
Yeah.
got Kendra.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
it.
much.
And really, the breakdown isn't really popping like that.
No. In fact, they were complaining about it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you,
Yeah, my person was used to be saying that
and
that
then
ass,
Kendra,
you know.
and then yeah, and then Kendra is kind of, and Kendra pretty much doesn't count because she's sanctioned. Most people are cool with her being. They don't bring her up when they're talking about women in this space. She gets an exception, which I understand why, and that's cool. So who else? Jessica X. Okay, and so you're really talking about one chick. That's really what you're talking about. And even in that way, it's not like she came on panels like anybody else and dudes went to her channel
Mm-hmm.
like they do with anybody
Anybody
else.
else? Yeah.
That's
So.
it. I mean, and it's not like people are giving her passes or protecting her, even though people want to accuse me of doing that with y'all,
Yeah.
but she couldn't do that when she was on the breakdown, and it had to do. You see what I'm saying? She's engaging, and people. And now you want to say it's because she's light skinned avatar. That's not my concern.
So, in other words, what they want us to do is protect this space from thirsty niggas from going over there and checking her out.
Basically,
Yeah.
and it always comes back down to, well, why haven't you publicly disavowed her? And I'm
Why?
like, well, first of
Um.
all, I said, okay, let's hear you out for a second. I've publicly disavowed a lot of females. That don't
Mm-hmm.
stop them from growing. I've publicly did disavow Danica Marie. I've
Mm-hmm.
publicly disavowed the breakdown. And,
Okay.
and 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 there's like y'all trying to make it like I got this weight, like I could turn somebody off. It's only a
Okay.
couple of people that got that. They kind of got that ability to do that, and they don't. And most of them don't really exercise it like that. It's only really one that kind of gets the accusation of
Mhm.
really exercising that of everybody that could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Here's
is
my
what
thing
they
though.
say O'Shea does. But other than that, and even like the people like O'Shea interviews, they're already big for the most
Okay.
part. Paris is already big. You
Okay.
know, they come from Facebook. Like
Okay.
Obsidian bringing Danica Marie in here. She was already big. She came from
Okay.
Facebook. Some of
Okay.
the,
Okay.
so these people, it's not like these people are like we're taking like a Ashley W or Irene Yvette.
But at the end of the day, motherfucker, it's not your goddamn channel.
That
Yeah.
too. And it's like I don't want to be an a-hole and start just
Yeah.
removing people. And I've
Yeah.
started to do that, by the
Yeah.
way.
Oh,
You
if
know,
they if they're respectful, they can stay. Right? They get disrespectful, they get bounced. I don't care who they are.
Here's my thing with Jessica X. Yes, I do think a
Okay.
lot of simps go over there, but so what? What is that you said, BGS? Simps are part of the ecosystem.
Yeah,
They
they
let
are.
you know who they are. What's the big
Yeah.
deal?
Yeah.
when nobody denies that. No, you're right, and nobody denies that. But nobody denies that. That's not where the issue is. The issue is, okay, what do you want me to do about it? What do you want me to do about
I ain't
black
gonna do shit
men being
about it.
Let me
heterosexual?
ask you a question, Donnie Mac. You keep naming all these women. How do you know about them,
Oh,
Mr. Donnie
that's
Mac?
the
How do you
other
know about them?
thing.
How do you know about them?
And
Because I
here's
don't know. I don't even know half these people. How do you know about them?
and here's another thing too that I've started to learn. A lot of these
Well,
dudes,
Sam C, answer your own question, man. You've been in this sphere for a long time. Answer your own question.
and I pulled up on my stream, I pulled up my home screen of the
Mm-hmm.
Edward Anderson channel. So you all know that's what I'm looking at, what the algorithm's looking at. For the most part, all dudes, Kendra, maybe a couple other females, and he sprinkled if I
Yeah.
scroll down, and then like
Hmm.
maybe some Mortal Kombat and some fucking, but for the most part,
Uh
it's
huh.
all dudes
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
it. So it's like,
Yeah.
yo,
They
so my,
simping. Yes. Yeah.
so my point is, yeah, and I said a lot of y'all,
She got mad when I said they were simping over her. She got mad.
who?
Jessica X. She got
I mean,
mad
she know. I
That's
don't know why
true,
she
but
getting mad. I
because
get
she got
it.
mad because I called her out. You don't like me telling the truth. I said that you have a nice avatar. You got a soft voice. So naturally, I said guys are gonna wander over there and check you out just
hmm
because of
But
that. Yeah,
Well,
basically called them
yeah.
simps.
I oh
Yeah,
please,
yeah.
she's
Now,
running.
can
She
I
got
say
mad.
something on that? Can
I
I
don't
Go
say
ahead.
even.
something on
I'm
that?
like, I would be. What are you gonna say? Like, what are you getting mad for? So you. So where's the lie?
Wait a
Let's
minute,
start
Edward,
there.
before it get loud in here, I got kids
Because she
around.
wants to be thought of as an intellectual. But go ahead,
Oh
Judge Dre.
please.
An
Yeah.
intellectual.
Before it get
Yes.
loud in here.
Wow.
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
Edward. You talk in a second. Before
You
it get
kind of
loud and
muffled,
right.
Judge.
Yeah, a
Judge, you
little
kind of
muffled,
muffled.
Judge.
Yeah, yeah, nigga sound like you in a body bag or something.
Now he
The
working,
mic on the
man.
outside.
So
He
Uh,
so
you
super
want you must
Is
purpose.
that
feel a whole
better?
lot. You're doing a
Is
lot
that
of work,
better?
man. You must feel a whole lot better.
Super
Yeah,
Perky is the
Okay.
main one
nah,
with
he's
his
asked
microphone fucking up. He couldn't
the
wait to
reason
jump
why.
on somebody else.
The
Nigga,
reason
shut
why
up.
he's
I just
Hold on.
got
Go
a
ahead.
new mic.
Go ahead,
well,
Judge.
hold up,
Hold
hold
on.
up.
Hold on. Hey. Judge, go ahead.
Turning cats.
Okay. This is one of the things that I hate to say. I'm tired of even, and y'all kind of upset when you meet with this. And normally I don't come to the defense of a female, but the
Hmm.
fact is, you even consider anybody else that's done anything when it comes to that, or anybody that should get props in this space, it's only one woman, and that's Kendra. If you ain't her, it stops at her. Because unfortunately, as much shit as that woman has taken for us, we know
Yeah.
this. No offense. I mean, the woman shows her face, all that shit.
Hmm.
Plain and
Well,
simple, we all
Kendra came out. Kendra came from where?
know.
My BGS for
Right.
Women's channel.
Well, and
Okay.
if you
Kendra's been in
notice,
this space for a long time. So we're not even Kendra. We're not even talking about Kendra.
no, but
Okay.
I mean, I hate to say when y'all mention like Jessica X and all the other, no offense, you can't even
We
you're so
because
far
Kendra's
ahead of them.
judge because Kendra's one of us.
Right,
Okay.
right. Kendra, that's what
She's
Yeah,
you're so
excluded.
but
far ahead.
I already said
Of
Kendra. Nobody
them.
even mentions her. Like, understand, everybody's
Listen,
being mentioned is in a bad
yeah,
way.
yeah.
So I just want
That's
to make it clear because you kind of.
that's it before it's
Uh,
taken out of context.
Go ahead.
You can't
You
even.
already took it out of
That's what
context. But
I'm
go
No,
ahead.
saying. Yeah.
I'm not talking about. Listen, God damn it! If you let me
And
finish.
well, we are listening.
Okay.
But thing is,
But what I'm
if you're gonna
Make it
say
clear.
something, no, hold on. If you're gonna say something, be accurate about what we're trying to say.
oh,
Okay.
I understand what you're saying, but I hate
Okay. Well,
like
bullet points, brother. Get bullet points. Go ahead.
like Jessica X and all like him. Those are newcomers, and I hate to say I think them are frauds.
They probably are, but who cares?
So what? What else is new?
Look, hold
I
on.
mean, like,
Here's the question. But this is what nobody is justifying nobody being in this space. People have to understand that YouTube is an egalitarian thing, meaning you people do not have this pipeline. Like, just like Kendra is growing. That's
Yeah.
recent. It don't
Yeah.
matter. She been doing pretty much the same thing that she
Yeah.
always been doing.
Why do you think she's growing? Because the environment changed. COVID-19.
Yeah.
Chicks got to
So
be had to
so
figure. Chicks got to figure out how to talk to men.
yeah. So
I told Kendra. I told Kendra a year and a half ago that she would grow.
and and just like how when it was on, when everybody, when people, Father Time, whoever came on Bernard Riley stuff and that didn't work, I said straight
Yeah.
up, I said, yo, we will support you and you growing. And I've demonstrated that by sharing a lot of her videos
Hmm.
myself. I pretty much, she's
Mm-hmm.
almost on the auto share list for anything that's in the 16-minute range before I even
Hmm.
look at it. So my point is, but what we're not gonna do is aggregate all of our stuff under some nigga I don't know. Like, we're not doing
True.
that.
Yeah.
You know, and
Fuck
then
that nigga Father Time.
and because I don't care if I know you, I'm not doing that. Now, if you grow your own stuff, you
True.
know, in order to do that, you're gonna have to make stuff that people support, which people clearly support what she's saying, right? You know, and then they're getting the result. My point is, and by the way, Kendra, if you really look at it, Jessica X. And the reason why Jessica X is only mentioned is because that is who they're bitching about the most. They're not really bitching about the breakdown like that, because they're not getting the kind of super chats attraction like that. They're actually stabilizing and
even
not really.
even
I'm not saying they shouldn't grow, but they're not.
even though
Versus
they say
they
some
see, but they
What
see
even
are we
though
the
they
super.
bitching about
Go
anyway?
ahead, go
Okay.
ahead,
All
even
right.
Charles. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Charles.
Charles.
even though they say some stupid shit time to time as well.
Which is why you
Mm-hmm.
don't see me really talk about them like that. They say I turned on. I turned on because I got tired of shit. I mean, straight up. But my point is, you know, people super chatting with Jessica and all that. That's choices these dudes are making. And by the way, I'll give you a perfect example. Guy, grown man business, man's man, raising daughters, man. He has his critiques of the space,
Hmm.
married. You've had conversations with a BTS
Sounds
Amiri
like
about
doesn't.
so,
about the
You
Kevin
did.
University.
No, I guess guess what? Amiri don't mess with me because somebody had to pull my chain about Amiri. Said to leave him alone, so I left him alone. Me and Amiri are cool because I always ask him, Amiri, you want to start it up with me again? He says no, so we
Yeah.
good.
So my point is, the reason why I say that is not Dre, grown man business ain't about to go out here and just cape for no chick in the space because he's a construction worker guy. But he said he didn't even know who. He said this a while ago. He didn't even know who Jessica X was. But all these people bitching, making titles.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna go over there and see what this motherfucker is saying."
Yeah.
And then he actually like, well, shit, the shit she's saying ain't bad. Now he knew the talking points being regurgitated, but it's like she ain't trying to take them and spin them. And he ended up super chatting. Now this is a
Yeah.
dude 10,000 subscribers, kind of in the space, kind of in the space. And my point is, most of her, and I'm not trying to make this about her, but this is the focal point of what people are saying. And I say most of the traction that she's gotten comes from really two places. Number one, a lot of y'all crying about her, putting your names in titles and stuff. And then you got to remember, she can pull from that woman space too, because she's seen as like an anti in there. So they like to go over there and talk to her to tell her about herself, and they'll engage with her because she's a female in a way they might not come all the way over. So
Yeah.
that's why you had the Mike Rashid thing as well. Because he wasn't gonna come over here, but he'll come over there. So my point
Okay,
is,
fine.
you got a lot of folks that are upset and mad, and at the end, this is an egalitarian space. You
I
like
don't. Why are they upset and mad and they go over there and support her?
well, these people will claim they don't. Some of them do. Some of them are really full of shit where they over there and talking shit, and then some of them they don't. But then they want to hold everybody accountable. So
This
like
is
we just open up the gates for that's not how that works.
It doesn't work. Women have always been in this space. They've always come up on panels. It's not anything new. Go ahead, Charles.
this is no different than those yahoos who were fucking so-called conservatives. I mean, I already know what Jessica X is about. It's a hustle.
Yeah.
Am I hating on the hustle? No.
No.
But I'm going to point it out and say it's a fucking hustle. Now,
All day, buddy.
And people
thank you.
and people and
And people have called her out, but that stops you
exactly.
guys from going over
people,
there.
people have called out, and guess what? As long as you got a simp, there's always going to be a motherfucker putting $1 in her pocket.
Yeah.
Exactly.
not even-
And so what happens, and see, here's the thing, nobody's arguing that. And you're right.
Now,
The
I'm
problem
going to say this, Edward.
Go
Now, I'm
ahead.
going to say
Go ahead,
this
Charles.
part.
Mhm.
Now, I don't mind anybody making. If you have intellectual property, yes, you should be compensated for it. I have no problem of it. And by the way, short thing. They finally got Masters of the Universe right. Just saw the second season. But going back to the
Okay,
subject
that's
at
good.
hand.
That's
Okay.
good. That's good.
That's cool.
God damn, that shit made me feel like I was 5 again. Ugh,
Yeah,
man.
probably
I'm
did.
happy for you. I gotta
Damn,
say,
I feel like the I feel like the
What
I feel
time?
like
What
the most
time?
powerful I feel
What
like the
time?
most
What time?
powerful Negro in the world. Man.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna say
Okay.
this
You the
back
most
on
deflect-
the
you the
Go,
most
serious
go,
shit.
go,
deflecting
go ahead.
Negro
Go
in the
ahead and
world
finish.
too.
Hold
I'ma
on. Go ahead
finish
and
up
finish
real
your.
quick.
Yeah.
See, this is where I have an issue. I don't mind
Mhm.
anybody getting paid for their being compensated, but those same motherfuckers, you better be supporting some of these PhDs who if they went to white spaces, some of these experts who if they
You
went
make a
to
whole
white
lot of money.
spaces, they'd be making a whole lot of damn money. I just got off the phone yesterday with BMT, and the amount of disrespect that was shown to Rodney, BMT, and myself,
Mhm.
who were servicemen who actually knew how it felt to carry a rifle in enemy fucking territory, and do and actually still get back to our communities, unlike these cowardly fucking so-called conservatives. If we went to the white sector, I would have 100,000 people. I'd be the next Brandon
I mean,
fucking Tatum.
Anthony, Brian, Logan, yeah, and you see it in their numbers. The thing is, and the reason why I want to be clear about this,
But I'm gonna say this real quick, Edward.
Real
See,
quick. Finish up.
the thing is that you don't see your brothers as what you should see. Like I said on my channel, you should see your brother as 3 things: your brother, your champion, and your savior. What you see us as, you see us as fucking competition. As soon as Cerulean and myself came out with the Gray Faulkner Initiative, all I heard was flack. But if I send it to some white boys,
Mhm.
man, they'll rebuild their whole fucking. They will have a stronghold once again on white supremacy. Like you'll never seen it. But the problem is you niggas can't see your fucking wristwatch from a wristwatch. So a lot of you motherfuckers are just red pill and fucking
finish
beta
up,
male
Charles.
clothing. I'm done.
All right.
no, and I hear
Real
that.
quick, Edward, because we trying to get other people in. So
Let some
real quick,
other
Edward.
people go, Edward.
Pookie, can I
The
can I
youngest
manage my
nigga in
platform?
this shit trying to
Oh,
wreck
boy.
Can I manage my platform?
Yes.
Thank you. So go ahead, real quick,
Hey,
Edward,
hey,
and then
BJ,
who's next?
I'll go. I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
No,
Edward.
I'm
The
gonna go
news
after
next.
Barry. Go ahead.
Okay.
I go after
It's Mike.
And I'll go
I go
after
after
him. I'll
Edward.
go
I go
after him.
after
Okay. Dual forces after they live. Go ahead,
To
Edward.
be very clear, the issue is not that somebody want to say somebody's a fraud or not. But when folks start attacking other channels and start saying niggas are simp ass niggas because we ain't gonna do what the fuck you think somebody should do, which is
Mm-hmm.
basically start attacking
Mm-hmm.
because you can't make it or because you upset because you want somebody to regulate some shit you won't do
So
in
that
real life.
because the money's going to her and not to him. That's all
That's
it is.
that's I ain't even saying that as far
Yeah,
as for Hill.
yeah, that's because the money's going to her and not to him.
Because it's
That's
a
what it.
couple of people. I'm talking about like really the audience, because those are the motherfuckers getting on my goddamn nerves. Because with somebody making videos, I can just ignore that. But when
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers are like in my comment section, in my Discord, talk about hoes are winning 30,000 damn times,
Mm-hmm.
you like I'm letting y'all know straight up, y'all are gonna start being removed for that shit, and y'all just gonna
Well, you
congregate.
you let it get out of hand, man. I don't let
No,
that
no,
shit
it
get out of
ain't.
hand.
It ain't got out of hand yet. I just don't want to start pressing the button. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not the thing
Press the
about it
button.
is the argument. The argument again is that folks really think you can just control and delete some random bitches on YouTube, and you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't. Like y'all, like at the end of it, because they don't never talk about the dudes actually doing the super chatting and engaging, like what Charles brought up. They never do that. They're
Yeah.
going after content. The audience keep talking about, and then what they do is you get these like panelists people talking saying, "Oh, this space,
Okay.
this is where the space BS comes into."
Hold on a second, right? Um,
I'm done.
no. I just want to talk to the chat for a second, right? Do you guys want to chat with this one? Because if not, I will turn the fucking chats off. Okay? I will turn the chat off. Now, if you guys can't, you guys have been around me long enough and been in this space long enough to actually mind your goddamn manners. You don't want to mind your manners, I'll turn the chat off. Now, what do y'all want to do? Put a one in if you want me to keep the chat on. Put a one in. Put a one in if you want me to keep the chat on. I don't mind you speaking your mind, but the thing is, it's not going to go buck wild, okay? Put a one if you want me to keep the chat on. You guys going to go buck wild, I will turn it off. Edward asked me to do this. I wasn't going to do this because you guys need to speak your mind. I'm going to let you speak your mind. That's what it's for, but you're going to be fucking respectful today, right? Otherwise, I will actually turn the chat off, okay? And then you will have to come up and actually speak your mind on the panel. Are we now put a one in if we're clear.
Hey, BGS, is that bad, man? They got on your nerves.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want them to even get started, right? Because I don't want to start dropping people out because I know goddamn well your mama raised you to have better manners than this, and just because you're behind a computer keyboard doesn't mean that you don't have to use them. Okay? Are we clear?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, BGS.
Thank you.
Hey,
Now,
BJS. What's going on?
go ahead. Do you finish what you're saying, Edward?
Yeah, I've said it. You know how I am.
Oh yeah, I know.
Hey,
They live. Go ahead.
listen,
Try to
man.
self-regulate.
This piece right here, this whole regulation piece is gone. Especially when niggas didn't want AM and that crew, the mercenaries, to regulate the space no more. So y'all lost that. So y'all can get that out the door. Y'all lost your regulation piece when Edward and these guys were talking in the beginning about code of conduct, and niggas
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to follow code of conduct. So you lost that piece for forever. You would never get it back. The other piece that blows my mind is in terms of this level of anger that guys are having. It's almost, you should know better by now, right? But let's say the fresh and fit, the quote unquote debacle that happened.
Yeah.
Y'all know me. Y'all know I came in and said I love them boys. I love them for what they are. Most people
Mm-hmm.
coming in here, everybody want to be black pill till you don't want to fucking be black pill.
Mm-hmm.
It's spreading the message. I don't understand why people can't understand this concept of everybody using our talking points. I just watched Rolo yesterday on the Black Pill for Women, and
Mm-hmm.
he did a jab at Kevin, but he did a jab at Kevin knowing that Kevin got the throne.
Mm-hmm.
He can say what he want to say.
You
We
always
run
gotta
this
do that.
space. We run this space. And
Mm-hmm.
the reason why we run this space, same reason why the quote unquote civil rights movement was attacked. That's why they always want to put a leader in charge so they can attack the leader and make you niggas cowards. there is no leader on this thing. That's to be the second mission statement. Black men being heard, and there ain't no leader in it. You got you
Mm-hmm.
you got rid of your leaders when you didn't want no regulation and code of conduct. So it is what it is. So for me, when I see our message hitting the mainstream media, when I see women cannot debunk the shit we're saying, and they are literally caught on one of them computer blocks, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
brain can't function. I know we have won this war. All we doing is cleaning. We mopping up now. And so
Facts, Mike.
even I had told BGS this. I
Mm-hmm.
said when he said you remember when I told you this 3 years ago, the women we said the women are gonna come back to the table. I says, what about the level of dudes' resentment? And that's all
Mm-hmm.
the shit you seeing. You
Yeah.
niggas is mad
Yeah,
at
that's
the
the thing.
female being a female, getting the attention of what she was always gonna get. They've been getting attention since the beginning of time. You
Yeah.
niggas should be past that by now. You
Yeah.
guys should be using them for what the hell they are. Let
Yeah.
them pump this shit.
Well, they
Yeah. They
can't.
should be. They should be jumping on the brothers, going over there to super chatting and
Mm-hmm.
donating to her. Those are the guys you should be on, not
But
us.
here's
Yeah,
but
yeah,
here's
they
the thing.
can't.
But
They
BJ,
can't
hold
take
on,
back
let me
something.
say this. I'm gonna say this. I got right. Look, here's the issue. I have no problem with them super chat. Y'all ain't doing but spreading the message anyways. At the end of the day, what do black women hate more than red pill men? Pick me's.
Mm-hmm.
They hate a pick me worse. Okay?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
girl that
Mm-hmm.
girl ain't nothing but a goddamn poster child for pick me. So y'all go ahead and super chat them niggas, that UK bitch, and let her have all the support she needs. Because at the end of the day, all she is doing is spreading the message, and that's all the hell I give a damn about. And that's what
And
it always should have been. Period. All right, man.
So I'm
So
gonna just say
yeah,
this to that. I
so
don't think there was any regulation
Yeah.
yeah,
because there was a lot
Real,
of
real
there
quick,
was
Charles, because dual forces. That's
there
what you meant.
was there wasn't no regulation
yeah,
because
exactly.
niggas were gonna do what the fuck they were gonna do. It's a part of your character, not somebody regulating you. What the fuck I look like
Mm-hmm.
regulating grown ass men?
You're right, Charles. You're right.
Unless I got a badge and a gun, I ain't regulating a damn person. I'd never interrupt a fool making a mistake. Okay, so when it came to code of conduct, if you see the world for what it is or you don't, that's the final line. Either you see what men are supposed to do, what women are supposed to do, and what outside interference is conducting their bullshit. That's what I need to know. But go ahead.
Good. Good.
what's going on? What's going on? Uh, so yeah, man. Like what y'all talking about as far as women being in the space and stuff like that. I mean, it's just
One of the things. Yeah. That's one of the issues. But
that
yeah, that's not the main issue. But it's just one of them. Go ahead.
that whole thing, man. Is I mean, you talk about it all the time, BGS. It's kind of how black men were socialized, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being in a democratic culture, it's like we can't really do shit without women being present. And what I mean by that, man, I mean I'm not, as old and as wise as you, but I've been in the pro-black community for 15 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so since I was 15 years old, every time brothers trying to start something,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be one or more brothers that are going to suggest to bring in black women. When
Mm-hmm.
you look at a lot of the organizations and charities that started,
Right.
my brother's keepers,
Mm-hmm.
the way we were socialized, you just gonna always have that thing. And a recent example, there's a brother that is doing a Manosphere meetup,
Yeah.
and he has over 200 guys that have signed up for that.
Yeah.
And one of the brothers on the top level of that meetup came and suggested to get black women involved in some type of way.
Okay.
And so that is how black men have been socialized, and this shit is always going to be.
The
Okay.
key, the key
Now hold on.
word is
Hold on. What do you mean? That's always. Let me interact. Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you mean by that's always going to be?
I mean, the way I look at it is like this:
Mm-hmm.
why we have black men thinking and behaving in this way is
Yeah.
because they've been socialized to do so. So
Yeah.
until black men that I guess are more patriarchal leaning or at least less gynocratic leaning in their mindset, their
Mm-hmm.
children are going to just continue to be programmed. I mean, I'm speaking specifically about the black males are going to be programmed to always need black women's approval,
They
always have to
they
include
used
them.
to. They used to. They don't anymore. Yeah,
Oh,
disease,
really?
Okay, my
hold,
Is
no,
that
hold
what
a
you think?
second. Hold, Pookie, hold on. Okay. In other words, that's his experience. But the thing is, disease don't see it that way. There's a very good reason. It's because they're not bottled up. Disease have choice. And one thing the
Mm-hmm.
black woman cannot train against is choice, because you have black mothers complaining that the little black boys and teenagers are going against their wishes. So the brainwashing can only go on so much if you have a controlled environment. They don't have a controlled environment anymore. But go
You
ahead.
know what, BGS? What I do see is, I mean, because I have Z cousins and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say, I have, let's see, I have four nephews,
Mm-hmm.
and all of them have non-black women.
Mm-hmm. What does that tell you?
Mm-hmm.
What is this
Now,
programming you're
I
Hold on.
talking
don't
about?
know.
Hold on,
I
Pookie.
don't know in terms of the whole brotherhood thing, because when I was mentioning about that, about black men always wanting to include black women in their shit, you don't
Mm-hmm.
see that in other cultures. Like you see groups like especially in like third world and stuff like that, man. I've been to Africa, the
Mm-hmm.
men on one side, the women on the other side, socializing,
We've been
and kind of
socialized
segregated.
differently, but you don't break socialization in in one generation, do you?
No, absolutely not.
It takes time, and especially when you have schools pushing it. But thing is, what black women don't realize is that you have the broader society actually breaking that hold on their boys and their men. So it's not just we have to do it; it's going to happen anyway. The environment will take care of all of that.
Okay.
uh,
Because
another
listen,
But
BGS, and I just say this.
the thing is, you made your point. You made your point to say what?
Oh, I made my point to say that, like, it's not just a manosphere. It's a larger symptom of our
We
particular
understand that.
culture.
But the thing is, we made that point because we understand that, because anybody's been following me. No, I've been saying that for like 8 years. Okay, I've been saying that for like 8 years. But thing is, as far as this discussion, what's your point? That's what we're trying to figure out.
Okay, that was my only point. I didn't
Okay.
hear the earlier conversation.
Yeah.
I kind of got in maybe about 14 minutes after the stream.
Yeah, because the thing is, what the point is, what they're trying to say is they wanna they want to solidify the space, and they don't want any women in the space. They don't want any women being able to have a voice. Whereas in the space or tangentially to this space. And the thing is that we disagree. One, because YouTube is democratic, and you can't hold them out, and you can't, and basically you can't dictate where eyeballs are going to go. If guys want
yeah,
to go over there and watch women, they're going to go over and watch women.
yeah, and exactly, and that's
Yeah.
that's a fantasy. And here, no, I hear what you're saying, dude.
Hmm.
Jets, but here's the problem. The problem is YouTube is not the place to do that. Okay, we're not talking about a group where people are meeting up or like something like I got it. Like for example, you're in my
Hmm.
Telegram. It's 17. It was a 21 people in that Telegram. 17 people. How many bitches in that Telegram?
None for what I've heard.
Exactly. In my Discord, one bitch was in my no
Yeah,
two.
they don't show up here. Yeah.
It's two. It's two technically. And Sexy Red don't really say nothing. And the other chick, she's gone. I got her out. And then them niggas crying to me, talking about I was harsh on her. And I didn't.
Yeah.
I was observing from, and these dudes are actually being great because I told them if women are on my platform, do not be niggas. You could ask them questions. You got to count them what they say, but act like y'all got some damn sense. And they did that in my Discord. They answered her questions. And then all of a sudden they start asking some softball questions. And this is a chick that's kind of over there, whatever. I'm gonna go say her name. She got 5,000, and she thought she found me. And she had like she don't want to answer no questions. And then she want to basically call me internet pookie, be stupid. This
Hmm.
happened over a couple of days. And then I told her, I said, you know what, this is not gonna work out. After I started going down her list and started seeing stuff she's saying, this is not gonna work out. And I just kicked her out. And then niggas sent me private messages talking about she's young, she's young. I
Yeah.
go,
And
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and, and like
They
that
started.
the
They started
same
simping.
bullshit and talk
Yeah.
about she don't know because this light skin shit she
Yeah.
don't know. I said I don't
They
give a fuck.
simping. They simping.
And
Yeah.
it's the same thing. And let me juxtapose this with Queen Mott. the chick that came on on my stuff. She ended
Mm-hmm.
up giving me $50 in the cash chat super chat because she felt like she was heard. I stood back for once and let them interact, and they had an interaction. She was saying some bullshit, but they were having a back and forth. Unfortunately, Super Pookie didn't really get his licks in, so I'll let you get that next time. Smurl didn't get what he wanted, but the point is, she felt like she was heard and she gave money. My point is, I got a 95% male channel. But see,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like one of the ones people want to talk about. Oh, well, you letting these women, like, what are you talking about? And even the women that I have shared, um, like
Hmm.
like Avery Woodley, she's topped out at 7,000. Chantel Simone is under Poor Man's Podcast, so that's where a lot of her traction are coming from. Pink Book is really doing her own thing. Don Calypso showed her to me, and so
Mm-hmm.
these women that are blowing up, they're not really blowing up off our space. Even the chicks from the Lapive Network, that's
Okay.
on their network. So my point is,
Mm-hmm.
y'all are really complaining about what, and then as far as the space thing.
And shorten it up, Edward.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Okay.
As far as it's like it's inevitable, the reality is you can't show me any media platform where it's 100% men.
No,
I mean,
sir.
Well, let me ask
let
y'all
me get
this
it. Let,
Now,
real
hold
You
on,
let,
hold
quick.
on,
let me
can't.
hold on,
hold
hold on,
on.
hold on,
Let
hold
me,
on,
You
hold on,
can't.
hold on.
Not in the
Go,
media. We're in the
hold on.
media business.
Go ahead,
mm.
Bookie.
Oh yeah, but that was the. I was just gonna say what you had just mentioned with Sexy Red. That was the exact stream I was talking about, Charles, and BGS that I referenced
Mm-hmm.
last time,
Mm-hmm.
where I was and the reason why I left Edward because I was it was getting to a point where it was like
Redundant.
she was yeah, it's redundant. She's sitting spitting the exact same talking points, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, why am I doing this
Yeah,
shit?
she's
Like,
No,
you're
on some
for
wasting
goofy
my
shit.
fucking time. Like,
what normally happens, and I'm gonna interrupt right here. What normally happens when you call women up on a male panel, everybody wants a piece, right? So it's like
hmm
red meat, and everybody wants their turn. They want their
yeah.
15, 20 minutes to go back and forth with her, right? And but what it does is that she slows down everything else that derails and slows down everything else you were talking about. So I try
yep,
to limit it.
yep, it
So,
destroys the whole
but
conversation,
it
breaks the
destroys
flow.
the whole conversation. But thing is, guess what you niggas want to do? Everybody wants their piece. So
Well, my
Wow,
yeah, and
I
my
want
wow.
to
thing,
tell it to
Can I
you.
ask a question real
and
quick?
my
hold,
thing,
Question.
hold
and
on,
my
hold
Question
on,
thing
real
hold on,
quick.
hold on,
is,
hold on,
it,
Edward, and then you can ask the question.
it's
hmm
rare women are on my panel, and usually it don't go that way, and that's why I also limit who comes up. It's
Yeah.
because it's either can be three people, me, two other people, or it's gonna be what BGS said, or I rarely do it.
But
And
why'd
that's
you? But
Hold
why'd
on.
you? Okay, I was
Let
just
him
gonna ask.
finish.
'Cause
Go ahead. Ask your question, Pookie.
This
No,
is just a question. This is the question about the whole situation because I never got to ask Edward this, and I was always confused. Why'd you let her get you so emotional, man? Like
what
at the
get me
point you
so
were
Because
talking
he's
to her.
emotional.
Edward. Because he's
No,
Well, I
Edward.
number
know.
one, no. Because my pet peeve is being disingenuous, and the only time I got
True.
emotional is when I told her to shut the fuck up because she was trying to speak through me, and it's my
Okay.
True.
Oh,
platform. That's
yeah,
it. That's not.
sexy.
No. Don't make it
You
seem
should have
like
dropped her.
Mm-hmm.
no. Because
No, it's not. It's
overall,
not a knock. I'm just saying.
but
I
I'm
just
just saying, you said, why did I let it? Because she was trying to speak through me. She was saying the same dumb shit. And I
no. I
said,
Yeah.
no,
get that.
we're not going to. And she calmed the fuck down when I
Okay.
did it. So this was me regulating her and regulating the flow of the conversation. By the way, for example, Sir Perky, when I'll give you another example on the male side,
hmm
fantastic was we were on Bernard's. And this is where I got just as amped because I usually don't get that amp.
hmm
I was saying that we were talking about black men are 6% of the population. I said black men are like 12 and 13, adult black men 12, 13%. He was about to do what Fantastic does and try to override me saying they're 22, 23. I said, no, I'm saying adult. And then everybody was side with him and I amped again. And that's when everybody snapped, oh, yeah, it is only 13 adult black men over
Men.
18, not all black males. See,
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was right. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we're not gonna freeze this conversation over bullshit. So sometimes I do that when I know it's like 1+1 is 2, and somebody trying to speak through me and telling
Yep.
me it ain't, then yeah, I'm gonna
They
reset that shit. That's all
they
that
do
happened.
that. They get caught up on the nuance when they run out of stuff to
Yeah,
say
and he
to
didn't. Well,
distract. Yep.
but with him, yeah, he didn't realize what I was saying. So I did that to kind of
But I
bring
get that. But
focus
why
Hold
not
on,
kick
hold on,
these?
hold on.
Just kick
You
these
guys
niggas
can't step
off.
on each other.
because Sir Pookie, I never had like you make it sound like every day there's
Shorten it up. Yeah,
you make
shorten
it
it up.
sound like every day. How many streams do you see women on my panel? It's like 1 in 10, if that.
True. True.
So that's
Yours,
what
but I
I'm
see this
saying.
shit every
I
week,
get it,
every
but that
day in the
has nothing to
Manosphere.
do
Well,
with
you, but,
me
yeah,
though.
but okay, because you people want to talk to these women. That's why
But
they allow them up.
and,
That's the reason.
and
And
be
Okay,
real quick, and because somebody wanted to ask me a question.
and I'll be
okay.
real quick. When the I look at the BGS can vouch for this. BGS's panel, or the Itmore's panel, who is a
Hmm.
no female panel, our New Styles panel, he has women, but it's every once in a while. Roger, women every once in a while. Bernard Riley, women every once in a while. Mine. These are the channels I typically hang around. These are the neighborhood of channels. See, the problem is y'all are listening to all of these females, and then y'all are like merging all the channels together.
Yeah, they go. They're
I'll
actually
leave it
going
at
looking
that.
for women when they
Yeah,
see a woman on a panel. That's where they stop, and
and
people
you
know
ain't
that.
that bad, but some of these niggas are listening to Cynthia G or Red. Shout out to Red, but Red constantly is talking about Cynthia G and Nyla and all of them, and y'all are listening to that. And over there, not you, because I haven't seen you actually, so I'll give you that. But some of them are, and then they coming over here talking wise women in space because your space, your algorithm is you watching this stuff. And I've said stop doing that shit. And this is why I told y'all go tell them to date a white man and shut the fuck up. That's what I said, but they can't do that. And then they get mad and try to overload on us. And I'll be like, no. Because I got screenshots of some of these dudes over on some of these panels. And like I said, you ain't
Oh,
one of them.
all right,
But I
I'm
know who
showing
it
it up.
is. I'm done.
All right.
Yeah,
Somebody wanted to
yeah. I
ask a
was gonna
question.
ask. I was just gonna ask. It was something Edward said, but I was gonna ask: were there any, or did y'all know of any prominent white female YouTubers on the white manosphere? Because I'm not really in
Oh
that
yeah, they used
space.
to be. They used to be especially on the white
Nola
manosphere. And
girl.
No, well, Nola Girls won.
Ain't she pretty?
The Honey Badgers. What's her name? I'm trying to remember her name. She's Girl Rights What, and they're like OG MGTOWs, okay, in the white manosphere. There's about 3 or 4 more, so they are very prominent. In
And
fact,
be
you can go look up Honey Badgers and Girl Rights What. Which is
Somebody said Karen. Who the fuck?
I forget her last name. Yeah, but the thing is that you can go look them up. They are actually they've done conferences and shit like that in the white manosphere.
Okay,
So
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I'm not
they're
fair.
major.
I was just curious because I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with their
Well,
space.
I mean, the thing
Well,
is, again,
I am, and I just gave you
Crystal
like
and
four.
Kerosene.
and
No,
let's
Crystal and
bring
Kerosene.
Kerosene is not in their space.
And let's
Okay.
bring it back to this. Kendra, who everybody agrees is cool with being here.
Hmm.
Jessica and the breakdown. That's it. None of these other females come from us.
No.
So we're talking about 3 people. I consider Concrete and Danielle damn neat the same because they're a group. 3. That's it. Remember
Yeah.
They,
that.
they
That's
were on
all
those
we
BGS.
talking about.
They were on those BGS
Yeah.
hangouts 3 years
Yeah.
ago, 4 years ago. I know
We
Yeah.
because I watched them all, nigga. So if you
Yeah.
niggas wanna, I'll show you each video. If you niggas don't believe me in the chat,
Yeah.
if y'all think I'm
Yeah.
Pookie Truth
Yeah.
out there talking out his ass again, oh he
And
bench
Char
pressed 400 pounds, nigga.
Char Willie is she has her own channel, but she's nowhere near the size
or
of the other
Classic
two.
Ruby.
Nope.
Or
I mean,
Classic Ruby. Yeah.
or Irene Yvette or
Yeah.
Ashley W. There's been plenty of women that's come up and they flamed out.
Yeah.
I don't know, like again, there's no record, and we can go back 6-7 years, and nobody demonstrates that. So they, you know what they retreat to? Hoes are winning. The
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. In fact, a lot of what happened why there were some women, those women that actually came into space is because the old guard that guys were actually going up against got wiped out, right? And so basically they had no more enemies, so they had to go make some. And that's what happened. That's where you have all these other chicks that came up on the other side
And
because they went out and actually sought them out.
And somebody mentioned Chrissy in Paris. Chrissy is Sergeant Willie Pete's fault. That's a
Yep.
1.0. That's a 1.0. Y'all blame them, and they
Yeah.
ain't nowhere to be fucking found. And
Yeah.
Paris, Boyce Watkins.
Yep. Paris
And
and Cynthia
Cynthia
G.
And
G.
Cynthia G.
And
See,
Boyce
yeah,
And
Watkins
yeah.
y'all,
and
Boyce Watkins.
Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah.
y'all niggas stay mentioning
That's
them
a
boys
fact.
in the
And
motherfucking chat.
they're not part of this space.
And we
Yeah.
can prove it. Now technically, Boyce were finally removed. At Michi at all in. That's that pro black shit. And the pro
Michiette.
blacks for the most part ain't over here like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
And
see
so,
Michiette
well,
over here. She don't come over here.
yeah. And who else hasn't got in that needs to get
thing
in?
real quick, man.
G
Go
has
ahead.
him as the Z.
I want to show you. I want to show you something that you don't see in black households very much, right?
Okay.
I'm
What
in
we
my
working with?
room, right?
Mm-hmm. Books.
That thing. See that thing beside me?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Oh, nigga, is that a bookshelf?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in a library?
In the kids' room, huh?
Nigga, you stole that from the library. Stop
I
lying.
think I've heard
Hold on,
of
hold
that
on.
of these things before. They have pages and you open them, and I think you do.
They got
What's this thing that you
words.
do with them? I think is it? Do you read the words? I think
Dante.
I think they're called books.
Look. He's
Go ahead.
Only 3.
Yeah.
Look how many books.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Judge. If you asked,
That means he has a good mother. That's what it means. Just don't really, yeah. Show him off. No, show it up. Show it off. No, show it off. Don't be ashamed of it. No, show it off. He's 3. No.
look at his shirt too.
That means he's got a really good mother.
And you see him right here. He's helping me right here. He went and got my little push and pull.
Yeah.
He has know how to trigger. Like,
So-
yeah, but that's true though.
Hey, Judge. Judge. You asked these dudes.
No, he should be proud. He's 3. He reads. He should be proud.
BGS be in a barbershop, be a boy with a book, be like,
Yeah. Encourage him. Yeah, we should.
He's helping
If
me.
you ask these dudes in the chat, they probably think you stole that
Crazy
shit
has to
from the
give them
public
$10.
library.
Yeah.
Most of these niggas don't know what a public library is anymore.
That's a lot of books for 3.
They can't even spell library.
Well, he hasn't gotten to them all, but things they're there
Right. See what
for
I'm
him to
talking
read. So when he runs out of a book, show it to us. Let's see.
about?
Let's see what you got.
That's what I said. This is a.
Yeah.
Hey,
And he's got a really good mother.
Get him an astrology encyclopedia.
Oh, not
and an
yet.
astronomy one.
Not
and an
yet.
astronomy one.
Nah, he's not ready for that yet. He got to learn how to read first.
Should I have that at 3? I
He
had
saw
that at 3.
out, so he brought me my drill. In other words,
Okay. In other words, Negro, get back to work.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
here go Dre. Here go Dre. Either you gonna read or you gonna work. You gonna say,
What you gonna do? What you gonna
Hey.
do?
Nigga, it was time to take a rest there.
right?
Jump in, Mr. Z.
Yeah, but on the subject matter.
Speak up, Mr.
Why
Z.
y'all want-
and if you pick up the
Can
drill,
you
you
hear me?
owe me
Can you
4
hear me?
hours.
It's better. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. How do y'all want safe spaces? Wait a minute. Let me get this right. Y'all be making fun of the liberal women for wanting safe spaces, but y'all niggas want safe spaces.
These niggas don't want therapy, but they
No,
want
they
to
don't. No, they don't. They lying. No, they don't. Because they're the first
They
ones to
don't-
wander off.
Hey, BGS, they don't need therapy, but they need a safe
Y'all
space.
niggas is
I'm
secretly
waiting.
social justice warriors.
I'm waiting for these dudes that got all. Because see, I'm like, if you in the chat, why be in the chat? Like, because all this stuff.
Smurgo, man, don't have me hide you, man. All right. If you want to come up and say something, there's a link for that.
needs to come up. Yeah.
Smurgo,
Yeah,
come
if you
on,
got,
man.
if you got something, but
Nigga.
you're not gonna come over slagging, man, because
I mean,
Kevin. I want to say, who said Kevin's my boy, man. So if you want to come over slagging, then you have to do this someplace else, man. It's your last warning because we already timed you out. Now, if you
Smurgo,
want
do
to
I
get
gotta
blocked,
drag you
no,
again?
can I regulate my channel, Pookie? Is that okay?
My
With
bad,
your
my
permission?
My bad. We fall back.
Now, if you want to act right, you can act right. I've already given my warning. The thing is, I don't mind hiding you. Okay, I don't mind blocking you. So if you want to get on and state your case, that's fine. But you're not gonna. I already gave the warning about having manners in my chat. Okay.
My thing about
Real quick,
hold on, just to see. My thing about
That nigga don't want to get. He don't want to get bullied again.
my-
That's
no,
why.
Hold on.
my
Go
issue-
real quick, Edward, and then Mr. Z.
My issue is that hood politics bullshit. So
Mhm.
Smurgo, see, the thing is, Smurgo showed his hand about how much he promoted.
How many fucking hoods is there in fucking South Carolina, man? I live in goddamn Los Angeles. I grew up down the street from Free Ricky Ross. Get the fuck out of here.
I get
Just
what
like
you're
he
saying,
showed
but
his
what
hand
I'm
when he
saying
called
is,
Russell Wilson a simp.
but what I'm saying is, it's like, okay, Love Dorsey is great, but it's clear you don't like Kevin because he doesn't represent your lane in culture as far as like it's this Shikari bullshit. That's really what that shit is, and that's really what it is. And niggas are mad that they don't feel the Manosphere is. That really what it is y'all want the Manosphere to be niggerized. I'm gonna say that straight up. Y'all want the hood and the Pookieville.
There's a section of the Manosphere that is niggerized. Go over there.
Exactly, but they want the whole thing. It's just like when the black
can't-
conservatives wanted the whole thing to worship Donald Trump. You remember when that popped the fuck up? It's always a crop. They think, and before that it was SYSBM. Thinking everybody should be SYSBM. Y'all got the biggest thing I want to say, and then I will shut up for a while. The Manosphere,
Nigga, please.
Until you get triggered. Until you get triggered. And get my
Shut your
dog.
lying nigga lips up.
I got 341 people watching. Get my likes up because I'm
Hey,
doing this
get
for
the
y'all.
fucking likes up, man. You trifling ass Negro.
Pookie. Chill.
Because the thing is, it's why it's
Real
being
quick, Edwin.
y'all think that nobody has control over the ideology in this space, and that's where people start really messing up. Y'all get so triggered to where nobody is allowed to have a difference of opinion. You don't have to fuck with them, but this bullshit where y'all are just losing your mind and getting Asperger's about this shit, that shit's going to stop. Like straight, y'all got the channels that reflect the ideology y'all want. Support those channels, but stop trying to tell other people what the fuck they should do or should not do. Even if they do start collabing with women, you can say what you want to, but at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. And the other thing I'm gonna add to later on is this: it's all about the money bullshit. That's something we're gonna talk about later, because that's another
That's what I
thing
wanted
these
to touch
niggas
on.
retreat to.
We
Y'all
wouldn't be
just
here.
doing it for the money.
There ain't no money over here, so you can get rid of that. But
But
go
now,
ahead,
even
Mr. Z, and then G.
You
Ain't no
know,
money over here.
and
Well,
and,
tell
and Ed
O'Shea
did
that.
it, and
Ain't no money,
I'm the
man.
guy.
You know how many people? If I just did a product channel, I got my geeks and did a product channel, did just review software and hardware. Okay, how many subs I would have with no restriction um, from YouTube, and plus
YouTube would be like,
all the
they send you free shit. Okay.
true,
Plus,
yeah,
they
they
send you
do.
free
They
shit.
sponsor you
Just
for
the free shit
advertising.
that you get. It got cats with 10,000 subs. They get free shit to review.
oh,
I
that's all
said
you need.
that's all
Now,
you need
for free
I
advertising, they'll
didn't know
do
for
it
that.
free
all day. One
advertising. Yeah,
product, free advertising.
You got
And
people complaining.
all these kids out here playing these PC. You think y'all niggas are the only ones in the chat playing PC games? All these white kids out here playing these
Yeah.
PC
Well,
rigs, niggas.
that's stupid.
You think they know how to get these rigs just from out the ass? They go right
Yeah,
to BGS. What the fuck wrong with
yeah,
y'all?
yeah.
Shout
Go ahead,
out
Mr.
to
Z.
All right,
shout
the
out to
Come on,
world's
man.
best hype
National
man.
Geographic.
Okay, we hear you.
Shout out to Hood Nature.
Without,
I mean, that's
okay,
hood nature.
you know,
1.5 million subs.
I am the guy that Ed said, but I don't come back here complaining about shit though. You see these women in this goddamn space? I don't do that shit. I make my video and I move on, right?
What
Yeah.
But
women?
no, yeah. And
Oh, he
you know,
interacts. He actually interacted with what's her name?
Oh yeah,
Stefco.
Steph Co's taking
oh
over.
yeah,
God damn it!
yeah, right,
Nigga,
exactly. Y'all don't hear me saying
nigga
that
said
shit.
they hit
Exactly.
Steph Co.
Yeah.
She got that.
Yeah, they in there. They in them comments simping too,
They did.
complaining about it.
I mean,
Y'all
yeah,
niggas is
they did.
ridiculous. But
But
They
they
do,
did.
and they complain about it, just like how
Yeah.
Smurgo complains about niggas being niggas simping on the
well,
highest
okay. So
level,
what?
but he can't even.
Hold on.
Okay,
My
Go
bad,
ahead.
my bad.
Go finish, Pookie.
Goofy.
Finish, Pookie. Go ahead.
I'm
Finish.
gonna just make
Okay,
this shit.
okay.
But he complains about people sipping on the highest level. But when he talks about traditional lifestyle, but when you look at his own lifestyle, he can't even respect and understand the actual reality he's living in comparison to what he idealizes and what
You
Smurgo
don't
he
talking.
idealize it.
believes in.
Smurgo talking out of his ass, man. That's
And
all
he's a
this dude
cap
is.
artist too.
Well,
Wait,
Pookie
wait,
Yeah.
wait.
trying to
Go ahead.
trying
Yeah.
to.
We
No,
know
I
Smurgo loves
torched
low hanging fruit.
I torched
Go
the
ahead.
nigga the
Pookie,
last
Pookie,
time.
Why
I
you
torched
trying
the
to
All
nigga.
get
right.
this guy?
Come on. I'm gonna start muting
all right.
people.
Let me.
Go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Z.
I'm trying to get in. Goddamn, hype man. But yeah, so you know the point I'm trying to make is half of these niggas really just want to rage. BGS, what's my quote? Niggas is still mad about high school. That's
That's
what it
true.
really is. Niggas are still mad about high school and college. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all niggas say. Y'all niggas is still mad about. Nigga, we all got rejected, bro. Everybody got rejected
Obsidian.
like once or twice, bro. Everybody got their heart broken at least once or twice. Goddamn. Number one. Number two, the money thing. Yes, Ed is 100% right. Niggas is looking at them damn super chats and they racking up.
Yeah, I know.
they see those numbers racking up and niggas is getting hot because Jessica X is racking up the numbers and shit.
Them niggas be leaving long
Them
comments.
niggas be getting mad as fuck.
They be leaving long comments too,
They
man.
do.
And
Paragraphs,
number
nigga. I see
two,
paragraphs.
number three, what was the goal anyway? I mean, BGS made the video about why the Manosphere is here, right? And Black Pill. But a lot of these niggas, it was to rage out. So they don't want women here because they don't want no nuance. They don't want no pushback. They just want a space where niggas just say, yeah, bitches ain't shit. Yeah, bitches ain't shit. Bro, relax, bro. Like I don't know if y'all niggas is secretly trying to be on some rainbow flag shit, or if y'all think we in like, I don't know, 2,000 years ago when you could step on a bitch's head and she mind her manners. I don't know what world y'all living in, but in the 21st, for real, niggas think they can step on a girl's neck and like,
real world. That's a good
right?
point.
Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. I've been in this space for literally since 1.0. I've been since literally Sarge Willie P and fucking Avenue Rents. That's how long I've been in this space.
Okay.
And Ed is 100% right. Yeah, serious shit. Ed is right about who brought Cynthia G in Ed is right
Mm-hmm.
about who brought Chrissy, and I was there when they used to have conversations together online, right? I was there when I was there for the bring-in. I was there for the shit. I was there for the Sarge Willie Pete and Avenue Rents beef. I was there for all of that shit. So
Mm-hmm.
once again, niggas need to get over the heartbreak shit. Number one. Number
Yes.
two, why are y'all here? Is it just to rage out? Because if it's just to rage
Yes.
out, and let me bring it up, let me spark it. And talk about Sierra and Russell Wilson again, then if that's what y'all here for, y'all really ain't.
Well,
Y'all
this
really not. Y'all
most
don't want to see no
Please.
building.
and
Y'all don't really
and
want to
it's
see no
most
building. I'm done.
and another thing I'm gonna add in
What I'm saying,
is
there's places to rage out. There's channels that all they do is
yeah,
rage out. Go over there. Go ahead, G. Jump in.
yeah. My bad. Go ahead, G.
Hey man, how y'all feeling tonight? Do I
What
sound
up,
okay?
man? Yeah, where you at, man?
I'm in Ohio right now.
Oh, okay. Civilization, huh?
Hey y'all, it's Young Jeezy.
Yeah,
Oh my bad. What's up,
civilization.
G?
What's up with you,
Depends
Z? How
on
you
what
doing,
part of
Zo?
Ohio.
What's going on, bro?
Hey, I'm just rolling through, man. I'll just be listening. I
Mm-hmm.
personally, like, I remember I used to always listen to the Black Brain Trust. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if it's like I can't find no more of their content. I don't know
They're
if they
still
gave
there.
the
They're
channel.
still there. Well, the thing
Okay,
is that well, what happens when y'all don't support, man? When enough people don't support,
Niggas gotta get
they,
a
they
job.
they they lose it. Well, they have jobs. The thing is, they lose interest in the channel.
Yeah, I mean
I
they got a
think
good archive.
they have a good archive.
yeah,
And I think it's still up. They still put content on it. I think it's just what's his name? Um, what's his name? Uh,
Ulysses,
Ulysses
Mike
is the
D.
only one doing it.
Ulysses,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he's the only
Yeah, I
one doing
liked
it.
it, the
So
Black Authority. I liked it, the Black Authority.
he's still
I
there.
liked it.
Well,
I used to listen to BGS channel all the time.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, the Manosphere,
when he ain't saying
a
when he
lot of
takes
it,
all his shit.
Yeah,
yeah,
go
part
ahead.
of it, what I've seen is a part of it is dudes wanting to rage out.
Yeah.
Another part of it, like for me, I'm personally here for friends. Like, I don't got
Hmm.
no real world friends. Like, I be by myself all the time.
Hmm.
So I like to just have intellectual conversations and listen to intellectual shit sometimes.
Hmm.
So depending on the mood that I'm in, I go to certain different places.
What up, man?
And certain channels
Yeah.
I just totally stay away from because I can't get nothing from them.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think we got to just be aware of that. Sometimes dealing with the brothers, like some of the brothers still is in the red pill rage stage. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Where they just want to flip out and all that, man. And you got to just let that shit go sometimes, man. I
You gotta
personally
let it go
really
all the time.
would
Yeah,
like
How
to
about
see a
that?
channel, see a channel
You,
geared towards
you
like male
Borging.
fraternity, like black male fraternity, more for us like starting social clubs again and hanging out with each other and getting together. And if you in the
Hmm.
area with the brothers, meet up with the brothers you in the area with, book clubs and shit like that. So I'm thinking about doing a channel geared towards that, but I'm scared to get on YouTube, man.
you scared
Nigga,
to
you
get. I
already
mean,
on here, nigga.
You can always start up a Discord and just give it out to people that you want to come
or
through.
or Telegram, but
Yeah, or
Discord is
Telegram. Yeah, there's a
easier.
lot of
Yeah.
ways to actually have that kind of conversation.
Yeah, and yeah, and
Go ahead, Edward.
I'm
Finish up.
volatile. I'm volatile like my man Socrates Fortlow, man.
Oh, okay.
my
Well,
thing.
well, well. If it's really not, Discord is really not as public as YouTube, so you probably can do that. In fact, they often do on Discord, where
Yeah,
you hear a lot of private conversations go on, and where you can actually
Now, I
let
wouldn't
your hair
necessarily
down.
want the conversation to be private. I wouldn't necessarily want it to be private, just more geared towards, okay, we do a lot of the intellectual stuff. Like, I know
Uh
you
huh.
be doing that. I be on GG channel, Dr. T,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Ron, the Black
Mm-hmm.
Authorities channel. I'll be on a lot of different brothers' channel. The Search for
Mm-hmm.
Uhuru. I think that's his name, the Search for Uhuru or whatever.
Uhuru, yeah.
I
yeah.
Uh
don't
huh.
know his
Dynasty crossed
name.
a hundred. Yeah, his name is Dynasty Amir. He crossed the 100,000. Not. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he was in this space. I
Yeah.
mean, he's
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
cool with
So,
the big players. Yeah, Dynasty's cool.
Yeah.
yeah, I
So
think I be on Z channel
the
all the
one
time. I be
Pan
listening
African
to
is gonna
Hold
call
on,
them
hold on, Edward.
motherfuckers out.
Hold on, Edward. Go ahead, G.
Thank you
No,
very
you
much,
go ahead.
G. Thank you.
No, I'll be listening to you and I'll be listening to what's the old boy name? He got that real control voice. Rael. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I just be listening to
Great
different channels,
description.
man, and different stuff. But now I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
more geared towards like I've been to a couple seasons, met up with a couple dudes off the Manosphere. We went to lunch, chill, they
Okay.
showed me their
Cool.
city and shit. So that's what
That's
I'm
cool.
really on. You know what I mean? That's what I
That's
would
cool.
like to see more of.
That's a part of it. That's a that's a part of it. It's a side part of it. But yeah, networking is a part of it. But the thing is, the main goal, the main mission statement of the Manosphere is for your voice to be heard, no matter what it is. And let me read my
Electric.
super my
Oh,
cash
sorry.
apps real quick, and then we'll go to
I want
who's
to do it real
next,
quick.
huh?
I
Unless we
just
got
want to make a joke and say,
unless we got
Alexa,
some
cue
kind of
up Michael
detractor.
Jackson. You are not alone, please.
No, oh, good
I'll
lord.
say
Hey,
No, he
something.
probably should
let
get.
me read my
Entrepreneur.
let me read my
No,
cash
it's
Hey
apps real
man,
quick.
don't talk about Michael Jackson in front of me, sir.
And
Don't do that.
let me read my cash app, sir. Okay, Anacetus, thank you. All right, GT, thank you. Um, Stack of Star, thank you. Um, Rejun, thank you. Aquatech, as always, thank you. All right.
And then ABJS, you think we probably should get some of these new people in before Edward get back in?
If Edwards promises to be quick, he
So
can
so I
sure
guess
can.
sir Perky,
Oh,
your official co-host. Is that what we're doing? 'Cause I know
No,
Listen,
no,
I told y'all
I
he
know
was being
no,
loud,
no, no,
man.
no, no. Hey,
because
stop
I
it,
know
stop
damn.
StreamYard has that co-host feature
it.
now.
They do, but I'm not ready for that one yet.
I'm
Oh
trying to
yeah,
make
I'm
sure these
about to be
people
Hey,
just
lazy as
yeah.
hell,
everybody
man.
get in.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm
I
trying to
know
make
I'm
sure
No,
fucking
everybody.
with
I'm
Edward too, man.
Smurgo finally
Hey,
got
Edward.
hidden. Okay.
Hey, Edward. I
You don't want
sent
that
you
no.
working
a super chat.
I'm gonna let
Oh,
the other
hold on.
folks
Go
get
ahead.
in.
Go ahead, G.
I sent Edward a cash app. He ignored my whole statement, man. I'm mad as hell at Edward, man.
Man, I didn't even know you could do
Yeah, that
statements
nigga
with
just be
Cash
talking.
Apps.
Yeah.
That nigga don't even look at cash apps like that.
I'll
Nigga
get
just
it. No,
talking.
I do look at the Cash Apps. Anyway,
Nigga
y'all can go
bullshit.
ahead.
All right. Who's next? Somebody hasn't spoken. Who's next?
Let me see what
What's
this
Who wants to
good,
get in?
is.
Light
BGS?
bearer?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Barely. Where you at, man? In the furnace or something?
yeah, nigga. What's
Are you
going on?
rolling? Are you
This,
rolling?
this
I'm
nigga,
rolling.
he in an
Oh,
indoor
okay, you rolling.
Uh,
skydiving place, nigga.
Okay.
I just
Yeah.
jumped in the car because, like,
This
so I
nigga
had to
cooking
defrost out here
turkeys.
in LA.
This nigga
Oh,
just
okay.
jumped out
Can
the
you hear me
plane. He
now?
got a
Yeah. Oh,
parachute on.
we know you in some bullshit, man. You got to roll to the next spot. But go ahead.
No witnesses.
So,
He don't leave no witnesses. He don't leave no witnesses, man.
yo, here you go. Look, it's funny
Patino.
because just
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
last night, something I was going to ask y'all where this topic come from, because not only you guys, but another network was also talking about this same thing
Yeah,
where,
me too.
like, women being in the space, but
Hmm.
then also, like, the thing about, like, the repercussions and things that happen from it, right? So just
Okay.
last night I was on somebody else's panel,
Okay.
and it was a good spirited panel. Everybody was contributing. Everything was good,
Uh huh.
and
Uh
we
huh.
had a lady on the panel too who
Yeah.
was interjecting, and everything was fine
Hmm.
until every time she interjected, she took the whole thing off.
Yeah. It does. Yeah.
So now we're sitting here and we're trying to be cordial, right?
Hmm.
Because as men, like, we always talk about this threat level, and, like, the thing between men is we can go ahead and we can speak to each other, and we know when we get into that point where we about to pop off. So
Right.
Threat level
we
of violence.
yeah.
Hold on. Yeah.
So we keep it cordial. Even when we
Hmm.
yelling at each other, we know what the real deal is.
Hmm.
So um this person was getting analogy after analogy after analogy, but then the next thing that came out of the host was that we were negotiating our manhood, and my thing was, no, we're not. At this very moment, we're trying to make this person understand what the hell is going
Why?
on,
Why?
because here's the funny part about it. To be totally honest with you, other men were saying, let this person talk.
Exactly, because what did I just say about the women on panels? It's not the woman on the panel. Every thing is she derails it because everybody wants to argue with her.
Yeah. The yeah. The
And I was
reality
saying,
is
cut it though.
the reality is
Yeah,
the only
but it's up to the host, right? Because as soon as you cut it,
Exactly.
the voice said, "Why don't you let her talk, man? Why don't you let her talk, man?" I said, "But you niggas just wanted to argue with
he
it."
said,
At
bitch.
at a certain point, got to cut off. Say, "Okay, you thank you for coming." And you have to drop her. But
And
that's up to the host.
and that's why I
So
saw
now
my
the regulation. Go ahead. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
well,
No.
that's why I saw myself out when What's the Car came in. Here's the reality. The rules is if you're gonna do it right, it really needs to be a one-on-one, and then you take it out of it and you let like two people up at a time or you just say F it. And then some of these and here's the thing. Another thing
Mm-hmm.
too is if dudes want to have if dudes are cool with having more women on the panels, like if
Mm-hmm.
hosts want to do that, they need to start having them on there and not like, oh, it's this one thing and they think they're gonna get all this attention. 'Cause that's another thing it is too. That's
Mm-hmm. They
why,
want they
Well,
come. That's why they come on. They want attention.
that I don't even feel
Hey,
like that was the
BGS.
actual
Hold
situation.
on,
That
hold on,
wait,
hold on, hold on, hold on. Go ahead, Lightbeer,
it
and
always is
then
a
G.
situation.
because like here's the thing. Here's the thing. The
Mm-hmm.
person who has total control, like you want the shit to go. I'm sorry. You
Mm-hmm.
want the
No,
you want the
you can cuss. You can
conversation
cuss.
to
You can
go in the
cuss.
direction that you want it to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if everybody, the consensus was, hey, stop. We're trying to bring it back over toward this direction.
Right.
The leadership, which is the host at that very moment,
Yeah,
um, stops the person who is actually causing the veer off, right?
which I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I tell
Now,
them shut the fuck up,
the reason why I
which I
came up
did.
here is because BGS said
Mm-hmm.
something that triggered me to think about last night, where
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "Hey, Pookie, let me regulate my channel," and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, boom. So it is other people who do regulate the situation when it's so it's not, and I'm not actually because I want to make sure I'm not saying the name because I want to make sure that I'm not shooting no shots at because I love
No,
going on that person's show.
I had to have a real, heart to heart talk with Roger because Roger had actually allowed a female up and it got way out of hand. And so I had
Hmm.
to back channel Roger about how to handle it. Because I had to actually point him to Officer Charles because Officer Charles actually did it the right way. If you really want to talk to a female, right? You have a discussion with a female. You have, and you're the host. You want to get something clear. Drop everybody down. Drop everybody down. Clear it up. Whatever you want, points you want to get across, and then if you want to bring people
It's
up to have a conference, give them 5 minutes, and then you bid
mhm.
her a good night. Otherwise, it'll go
Now
on for the whole show. Go ahead.
everything was
Yeah,
good.
that would
I
be
feel
it.
like her contribution was
Mm.
perfect, right? It
Okay.
was perfect until she kept acting like she did. There was these
Like
things.
she don't
It was
understand.
the
Yeah, they
yeah,
always
like she
do that.
don't
It's
understand.
attention.
Yeah,
That's the
attention
thing,
disorder. But go
Oh,
Edward.
ahead.
okay,
Go.
okay.
Hold on. Yeah. Go ahead, G, and then go back to.
That's
And
the
then the
thing,
last part I'll
BGS.
say of this is
Mm,
she just where it comes down what it comes down to is this: if we
mm,
were in person,
mm-hmm.
none of this stuff happens. When
True.
well, for me it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Most people they I don't want to sound like that because I ain't all that, but most people they know to regulate what they're saying to me in my face.
Yeah.
So I'm just
True.
What
when
she
Nah,
you're
that's
say?
talking
just
What
to
she
real
say?
life.
What
No,
she
no, no.
say
Well, he
to
didn't
you?
have to say. Well, this is just one saying. He
Now I
hasn't
want to
gone
know.
through any. Well, yeah, I know you want to know, Edward, but you're not gonna know right now. But what she did is something that's been going on in space forever, right? And everybody, that's like most hosts do not like a whole bunch of women on their platform because it has nothing to do with the women, it has everything to do with the men. But go ahead, and then G.
Yeah, and
Like
then
for
I
the
guess
winter time.
that's pretty much it. Where we have to control the we have to be the leader. Pretty much pretty point blank. They come over here for the leadership, right? So we have to
Mm-hmm.
be the leadership, and we have to control not only the men that are on our channel,
Yeah.
but we have to control the women. If we let the
Uh,
women run wild, we fucking up already. Because the very first thing in all is if the leadership is controlling the men, why are we letting the women run rampant?
But
And
this the
that's pretty much it. I have no problem with women being on being
you
up
got
in
your
here though.
camera on, yeah?
but this the thing. That's the thing,
VA
man.
V4V.
This what we need to do, BGS. We
Uh huh.
need. I'm a volunteer. I'm gonna be the first one to take for the team. I'm giving
Mm-hmm.
out foot rubs and scalp massages to these lonely bitches. And I take the fat ones. Edward, you gotta take the short ones. Z,
I
you gotta
know.
take
I'm
the
not doing
bald
that.
headed hoes, dog.
That's the
You
fuck
ain't
me
shit.
though.
BGS, you gotta take the old bitches. We
No,
gotta
no,
do it
no.
like that.
I'm a monk,
Like
man. I am a monk. I ain't taking old chicks, man. I'm a monk. That's
I'm
why I'm a monk.
volunteering to take one for the team for all the 200 pounders.
So
God damn
don't,
it.
so don't, so don't,
And
so
there
don't
you go.
volunteer.
Nigga.
This is what niggas do. They volunteer everybody.
No, he volunteered. He take them anyway. You got to remember. G was a former homosexual, so he don't mind
Well, I don't
foot
know that.
rubs for
Listen,
fat chicks.
my homosexual days was full with fruit snacks and empty nuts, sir.
Yes, they were.
And Capri
Yeah,
Suns.
yes, they were. And use to yeah, and use of the family vehicle.
And
I
I'm
guess
telling you
screw it
what, I
then.
played every single Final Fantasy game before I was
I know you
19. How
did.
you doing?
I know you did.
I
That's what
have
I'm just saying.
Over there
But
more
eating fruit snacks,
homosexual
playing
powers than
Final
you ever.
Fantasy, and laying pipe. It was the greatest years of my
it
life.
would it would
That nigga.
you ain't shit. But go ahead, Lightbeer. Lightbeer, you got a final no, not final thought, but before I go on to somebody else, you want to finish up?
Oh no,
Or you
I
done?
guess I'm just gonna be giving away free orgasms, guaranteed in 5 minutes.
Don't give them away for free, man. That's what I'm saying.
For Light Bear,
Who's
you gotta
next?
take all the tall bitches.
Somebody should do
I
a
can't handle them tall bitches. Them tall bitches
somebody
too
should
aggressive.
Can I say
do
something?
a YouTube channel around homosexual stories. I'm sure
Oh,
it'll
oh
pop
yeah,
off.
well yeah, we volunteer Smurgo.
Special
Okay.
guests.
Especially
You sit around hopeless.
homosexual.
But
Hey,
Yeah,
real quick.
Smurgle don't want that work again, man. Look,
Real quick, and then Triple X is actually next. Go ahead.
look, man.
Real
can I
quick
go
to what
after
Ed
him?
was saying. Plausible deniability also is one of the reasons why they pretend like they don't know what you're talking about in a
Oh yeah.
conversation.
Well, okay. Basically, attention is food, and what they come over here, they don't have any male attention, and especially black women, how they get male attention is fighting. Okay. Black women love struggle, fight, and to argue. So if they can't, if the moon is full, they're gonna come over and they're gonna argue with men.
Not the
You know,
moon is full.
if the moon is, especially when the moon is full.
Look, the moon was full for the last couple of days too.
Exactly. That's why you saw them.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
BGS, I just bought a whole liter of cocoa oil. I'm ready to rub some scalps.
All right. Go ahead, Triple X. If you're ready. If not, we go to the next person. Okay, Michael, go
Like
ahead.
Okay, so BGS, y'all was saying that the females dislike attention, and we all know
Yeah,
that.
they do. Hmm.
So the problem I see is if we know that, and
Hmm.
we know men will react a certain way,
Yeah.
that is causing division in the manosphere.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
You don't see it?
Actually, fighting women actually binds black men together in the manosphere.
Well, we're
They
seeing
gang.
like a
They
division. We're seeing
what?
a
What?
division
no,
happen.
you're hearing
Once
Joe.
people
Hold on.
turn
No,
other
no, hold
premise.
on. Do I
Wait a
have to
minute,
drop
Edward.
everybody?
Wait,
Do I have to drop everybody down to actually talk to this guy, or what?
No.
I'm asking. Where do you see division at, man?
I mean, look, I listen to a lot of different content creators, and
Where do
I'm
you see division?
I'm seeing division because of what's going on right now currently.
They're still talking to each other. Just because they disagree doesn't mean they divided.
Do you consider that talking, or do you consider that like
Beef has been part of the black manosphere for 15 years. So,
it has?
basically, Mr. Z talked about the Avenue Ranch versus Sergeant Willie Pete
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
had
Yep.
nothing to do with females. Okay, and
Okay,
most of the stuff that they're talking about has absolutely nothing to do with females. Nothing. I'm a content creator for 8 years. I know. Had nothing to do with
right,
females. Okay, the beefs I
That
gotten into.
conversation more of a class.
Yeah, yeah. But the beefs I've gotten into in my 8 years had nothing to do with females being on my channel. But go ahead, tell me
well,
something I don't
well,
know.
I'm just well, I'm saying what I'm seeing is that because like we're getting people upset about. Um, you say it's a lot of people say it's about jealousy because certain people are one particular content creator is getting a lot of
Name
super
names,
chats.
man. Name names.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well, Jessica X, I
Yeah.
spoke with her on Sunday,
Why?
and I think
Why?
be, because I wanted to get
Wait. Hold on a second. You feel that women in this sphere are sowing division, and you actually talking to one? Really?
well. I called in to
You
Fantastic to speak
heterosexual
with him,
Hold on.
and
motherfucker.
then she interjected because she was on his show. So I was originally speaking with Fantastic, and then
Okay.
she interjected. So yeah, I
Okay.
spoke directly to her, but I
Okay.
didn't call to speak to her. But what I'm saying is, you're understanding that a lot of people don't like the fact that they have probably put in a lot of hard work, and then just like that, a female could come in and speak a
Yeah.
certain way,
Yeah.
and she could bypass them.
Yeah.
I understand both points, but I do think that if guys would stop white knighting and let
Oh, really? When is that going to
yeah
happen? Let me know. How do you stop it?
Yeah, that's the fucked up
How do you
thing.
stop?
Excuse
No,
my
no, no. I
language.
want answers because if you know what, man, I've been in the conscious community for 40 years. You know
Yeah,
what statement I actually hate? One word I hate:
what's
if,
that?
if,
If yeah, okay,
if. I don't like
okay,
if. Yeah, we
right.
already know the ifs. Give me something solid.
It's fucked up.
It is
Why
fucked. So
won't
what?
why won't why won't men why won't men just let women when they want to come here and
You a
speak?
man. You a
It's
man. You
called
answer it.
vagina, sir. It's
I
called
let
the
Yeah,
them
hold on,
talk.
hold
vagina.
on,
Let
hold on,
So
hold
look,
on.
man.
No,
Okay,
hold on. Do I have to drop
if
everybody
they
down?
if they're woman enough to come on to
Nah, don't talk.
the men's panels, then they should be able to stand up there and take
Yeah, they
all the
should be.
bullets,
It should be. But
right?
guess what? You a man. Why did they do it?
Because I know that. I mean, but they ain't never gonna meet
And
these
it doesn't
women.
matter. Why did they do it? You're a man. You know why they do it.
But that's sad, man.
They
That's
simping.
that's really
Okay.
sad. I
Okay.
know that's sad.
There's a simp gene in everybody,
can I ask him
every man.
something?
Yeah, hold on a second. There's a
No,
simp gene.
it,
No.
it should die. It should die at a
It
certain
should.
point.
Yeah, it should. We should be free without white supremacy, right?
Yeah,
It ain't
yeah.
gonna happen. Go ahead, Edward. Answer your question.
My question is, give me all the women that's in the manosphere. It's in the black manosphere that you know of.
I know of Crimson Cure. Uh, Concrete Rose. Sister George.
That's one person.
No. We'll do no. Go no. Don't interrupt. Like you ask him answer.
Oh, I'm
Let him
sorry.
answer. No. Go ahead and answer.
Jessica X. And then the women that you used to have on your
Char Willie,
Star Willie, yeah, that you
classic
used to
Ruby.
have
Yeah.
on your BGS for women
Yeah.
channel a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of women got their start by coming on to different content creators
No, no.
shows.
Now
Who?
hold on. Edward. Yeah. Yeah.
Edward, what is the problem, bro? Why
No.
is he so
Wait, hey,
hyped?
Mike. Can I regulate my panel, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, is that all the women that you know?
Well, if I
That
name the women
they're in the
that I
sphere.
know
That are
that
in the
came
sphere.
that
They're
are
in the
yeah,
sphere.
those are yes,
That's it. Is
yes.
that it? No. Okay. You answered the question. Go ahead, Edward. What's your point?
So I want to know my point because see, so Char Willie, nobody talk about Char Willie because our channel's small. So you can't even technically say that that's. I get what
True.
you're saying. I'm
What's
saying
your
in
point, though?
general. My
What's your
point
point?
is we are making it sound like it's all these women in this space, and there isn't. It's not an epidemic. It's like one person gets the cold.
Second that.
We're calling it COVID. So we
Okay,
got to lock
so
down the economy, and I get it. We're doing it, and the division is
Mm-hmm.
coming from people that are butthurt, but those folks are always saying the manosphere is effed up. They
You
are,
you
and
I
you
don't
you
agree.
you you
I don't
you,
agree with your
you,
assessment there. You talking about
you really want to know what the black pill truth about what causes division in the manosphere? You really
Go
want to know
ahead,
what it
tell me.
is?
Yeah.
Money. Period.
Well,
Money.
BCS, you're never about the money. So why do you think it's about the money with everybody else?
I don't have to be about the money. Guess who else is?
Everybody
Everybody
else.
Money. You have people that in cahoots together, thick as thieves, running a consortium, right? They're all good together until one person makes more money, and then what
how
happens?
many content creators that are really making bank are really making noise like this?
Tell me how many content creators give a shit about Kevin before he got 1 million subscribers and making all that money?
Oh, I know the hate came from Kevin. I know that. I know
So
that. Yeah.
so what is the biggest divisive thing inside the black manosphere
At the
that
moment,
Well,
causes rifts?
none.
Money.
money and ideology.
Eyeballs are money.
Yeah.
How do I know? Because I'm a content creator. I see this shit happens all the time. Just like that's why they hate on Jessica X because she gets fucking super chat. I knew as soon as that shit happened, they were gonna hate on her ass. They could care less about how many subscribers she has. But when they see that money flowing, they get pissed because that money's supposed to come to me. But nobody else is gonna
Yeah.
say that shit. But today I'm saying it.
And what people will do is they will use this is what people do in this space. They create a thing. So dudes do not want to be seen as haters. So they create a thing like a straw man or false flag argument to argue against. Like for instance, the way you hear people talking about hoes are winning is like, yo, honestly, the hoes are not winning as much now as they were in like the 2000s. They're not. They're not.
Plus, that sounds
No,
like what
not
girls used to
the
say.
price. The
Oh, you
price
gotta
of
wait.
vagina.
You gotta
But that's
explain
what
that
these
one.
niggas are saying.
You gotta explain
I
that.
don't agree with. I don't agree with
Hold
you,
on, hold
man.
on.
Hold on.
Okay,
Okay, so hold on.
why?
Hold on.
Okay, why don't you
Yeah.
agree with it?
Because in the early 2000s, you didn't have all the dating apps that you have now. I mean, women can date like globally now, bro. I mean, they have
Who
more
had the
avenues.
stepfather program?
No, no, no. Go ahead. No, if we didn't finish
Wait,
your
we
They
thought,
talking about women or we talking
they
about?
have more avenues,
this is
and
part of it.
I think that I think to a certain extent that men are still living in the past, thinking that marriage and things of that nature is something that is good, and I don't think it's conducive for men to be married anymore in these days and times.
So what it
Unless
has?
unless
So
unless
what
you
it
want to have kids.
what what does that have to do with hoes are winning? For hoes to win, what is that? What is it? What does that look like for them on their
It's
side? Not what you think. What on their side?
them being able to date the men that they want, take
Yeah.
money and extract money from the men that they want,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
have them chasing the dream that
So
they'll
why?
never,
Why aren't they happy?
why aren't they why, because they want it all, and unfortunately we know that you can't
They
have it all, but they don't have a logical mind.
and they don't have a form to fit in. They're just they're more unhappy than they used to be. So hoes are not winning. Okay. Actually, the niggas are winning because you get more pussy.
Yo,
But
can I
at a
say
cost.
something,
You know
BTS?
what?
There's always a cost.
See,
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, man. Let me ask you a
He just made
question.
me realize
Go
that.
ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Mike, let
Go
me ask you
ahead.
a question. What's more expensive than a wife and kids?
What's
A
more?
car?
No, no,
Nothing.
no, no, nothing. So basically, so how are hoes winning if they don't? If you're not married to them and you're not daddy to wife and kid, where you have to give up 80 to 90% of your income, who's winning?
Well, look. Well, think about this, BGS. Unless you out there
Who now?
tricking,
As soon as you
you
answer
gotta.
my as soon as you answer my
Okay, yeah.
question, how are they
I
winning?
still think that I still
it's a
on a
feeling.
Damn it,
materialistic
Ed, you
level, I
stole
think
my
they're
words.
still winning. They're
Materialistic.
still winning,
The only reason that there's holes out there right now is because the government supports it. It has nothing to do with you.
and it's never going back though.
All right.
Yo,
So
can I
can
say something, BGS?
I want to
No,
say
no,
something real
you,
quick.
no, no,
My bad.
Edward. No, somebody else. Go ahead. Who's wanted to say something real quick, and then you go after Edward.
Yeah, that was
I think
me.
G was trying
That
to
was
get in.
me.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
For the brother Mike, bro. You know,
Yep.
perception is a weird thing, right?
Hmm.
Right.
The shit that's going on right now, a lot of people perceptions is being manipulated, right? But that $40 shit that people be saying, that's the real deal, bro. Like,
I know
I,
that,
I,
but
I
that
don't
means you're
think.
tricking though.
Hold on, Mike.
No,
Mike.
listen
Yeah.
what I'm
No, no,
saying.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no.
Niggas,
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Mike,
listen,
you
man.
want
How is it?
Mike? G. Hold on a second. Mike, do you want to have a
Yeah.
dialogue or not? If you're gonna have a dialogue, you can't interrupt everybody every 5 seconds. Okay? I'm trying to let you talk and not get interrupted. So I expect the same
Okay.
thing from you. Okay? So let G get his stuff out before you interrupt. All right?
Okay.
Go ahead, G.
So this the thing, Mike. It ain't. It ain't really tricking, man. All of us have took women out to eat. All of us have helped a woman pay the phone bill or did something, man. Every single one of us on this panel has done that. It's not really tricking. It's really just that's the exchange that's always taken place. If we go back 500 years, motherfuckers was bringing women hindquarters of deers and shit to hit that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
understand why. I don't understand. We all knew Mr. Ray that was hitting all the women in the neighborhood. That nigga pull up in that Cadillac. How you doing, baby? You know what I'm saying? He hopping out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All the women
Right.
running to Mr. Ray. You
El
know they
Deville.
wasn't running to Mr. Ray for the wisdom. They was running to Mr. Ray because they needed a little something for that light bill. They needed a
Mm-hmm.
little something
Right.
on the groceries. And
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Ray and Mr. Charles and them was throwing that little cash. And I'll come back and see you a little later, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right.
normal. I
Right.
actually, as I get older, I like that shit. I'm starting to have excess money. I'm
Thank you.
starting to give money out.
Thank you. All you need is a few dollars and a few dollars in a sack. That's all you need.
Man,
But
a blue
I get
face,
it.
a
yeah,
$100 bill work miracles, Mike.
yeah,
If you
you ain't
pass out
lying.
that $100 bill, nigga, you might
Hey
be.
man, you
Go
see
My
ahead,
all that
Mike.
gray hair,
Go
man.
go
You
respond,
see all
Mike,
that gray hair.
and then Edward. You know,
Yes, sir. I said you see all that gray hair on my face, so believe me, I know. But the fact of the matter is, like, I don't like doing that. So I like, you know, kind of doing something somewhat of traditional thing. I like to chill. I like being in the company of a woman,
that's
but
what you. But that's what you like. But that doesn't mean hoes are winning. Those are two different things, sir.
Can,
I didn't get to finish. But what I'm
can I
saying
ask a
is
question when y'all done too? After
Yeah, you
what
sure
I
can.
used to do. I've been married at before, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not never going to, have a long-term relationship. I'm never going to have any a relationship at all.
we,
I'm gonna just keep
we,
it
we, we,
casual.
we get all that, but the thing is, what you're trying to do is defend your statement that hoes are winning, and you have not done it. Now
You don't think I have?
No,
I
you
think
have not. You said exact opposite.
they're winning because of the money. I think they can get money if they can get
Okay.
money from 5 or 6 different guys,
Uh
then
huh.
they're winning.
Basically they're wearing out their body and
Yes,
they're piecing up 5 guys to make one. Is it easier to get it from one guy or five?
it's easier to. I would think it would be easier to get it from one, but
Exactly. So they're not
five can
winning.
give more than one. Five can give more
the
than
No,
one.
fuck
no,
is
no,
you doing, bro?
no, they're
Oh
not.
shit, let
No,
me
they're
go on mute.
not, man.
You don't
No,
think five can give more than one? Because
no, they're not. No, they're
out of that
not.
five, one of them is
Okay,
going to be a
okay.
real
That's your
chick.
opinion. That's your opinion. Go prove it, man. Because I proved mine. Go prove it. Prove that the hoes are winning because I don't see it. And trust and believe, man. I came up during the I came of age during the crack era, right? When there was
Hmm.
pussy galore, right? Guess what
Yes,
happened to the
yes,
price of pussy? It plummeted. Guess what? Guess
it
what happened to
plummeted.
marriage? It plummeted, right? Because
Yes,
niggas get married to have pussy, right? Pussy in
right,
relationships, right?
right,
Okay. What if
right.
pussy's damn near free? What guy's gonna get married? How come
It's always a
54%?
sucker
How come 54% of adult black men are not married? Why is that?
or childless.
because the women don't want to get married.
Bullshit.
No,
They do.
these hoes
They
want to get
don't.
married.
I need to jump in there.
No, I'm not gonna agree with that. They don't
Well, you
want to
don't
get married.
prove it. Prove it. Prove
The
it.
proof is in the
Here,
put in the. Wait
Why?
a minute.
I
Why?
think the
The
only
Why?
proof
thing
is
Why?
in the
I think the only
numbers.
thing that
The proof is in the numbers.
No, no, but no.
Look
Basically,
at
the only
why are men not getting married? They've been telling you that for the last 40 years. Why come men don't want to get married?
how come men don't want it. I think
Yes.
that's a newer thing.
No, 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 no. It's not a nuanced
what?
thing. It's very straightforward.
I
Why?
said
Give
that's
me
a
the reason.
newer thing.
That's not.
Why?
No, it's not. It's been
Because
50 years old, man.
because
50
they're
years.
they're seeing
Dude,
it monetarily. It's
how
not a
old are
good
you,
thing
man?
to
How old are
do.
you, man? I'm
I'm
60
40.
years old. I'm
I'm
60 years
47.
old, man. That shit
I'm
was happening in the
47.
70s. I was
I'm
60 years old. That was happening
47.
in the 70s, man, before you were born.
We only separated by 13 years, man. Come on, like I mean,
Before you were
13
born,
years
man.
is a little over a decade though.
I'm 62 years old, man.
okay. I was born in '74.
You were born in 74. I was in high
Yeah,
school in
yeah.
74.
Okay.
Okay? I know what I'm talking about.
Think about this right here in this one aspect. Each decade brought y'all some new shit. If you was here in America the whole time, you
Hmm.
probably just saw it as it's just all mashed together. I was outside coming back and forth. Every time I
Right.
came back to America, it was
Hmm.
totally different.
True.
Like every 5 years or so, it was
Yeah.
totally different. So just that bit of difference of him being that much older than you, he's gonna see a lot more.
Yeah.
Just in also your maturity as well.
He's
But
seen a decade more. But what I'm saying is this: how many times? Let's look at
What?
Kevin's show. How many
Okay,
times do
go ahead.
women say they? How many times do women say I was engaged?
And they lying, man.
Why?
yeah, most of the
In
time.
Thank
other
you.
I
words,
know they not. I don't think they lying, but
Mike, answer my
yes,
goddamn question. How come men for 50 years, why did they say they don't want to get married? What is that? Because of what?
the money.
No fault divorce, sir.
Right.
No doubt, no fault divorce in the court system. That's the reason men do not want to get married. That's the reason you have MRAs, MGTOWs,
Hmm.
IBMORs. It's because of the court system. If they change
Hmm.
they change the marriage laws to be fair, guess what men will
Hmm.
start wanting
Hmm.
to do?
You think they'll?
And black men are actually the black men actually have what is it 700,000 more marriages than black women.
Hmm. Yeah.
I came
That's a
Problem
into
is
this
fact.
not.
space as an MRA
That's why I say. That's
advocate
why I
because
say
I
the
was getting a
us
divorce.
in general. When I say us, I mean black men want to get married. I don't care what they say, they still do.
How come they're not married? They can get any black man can get married.
I don't think it's that easy, BBS.
It is that
I
easy.
mean,
don't.
okay.
It's
Fact.
mad
Oh,
easy.
I need to jump in here.
Go
I
ahead. Go
mean,
ahead.
here's my issue with this whole
Go
line
ahead.
of questioning. All
But
this shit is feelings. It
yeah, it
really
is.
is. And the thing is,
I didn't
that
say
cannot
feel
be
when I want.
measured. That cannot be proven against 30. Look, it'd be different if these bitches were able to get a stepfather at will. They are
Mm-hmm.
not. They are out
Mm-hmm.
here. And black women are the fucking. You know what? Fuck black women for a second. Look at white women. White
Okay.
women are increasing in single motherhood. They're starting to get on these sugar daddy web. Even Glendon looked at that. These sugar
Hmm.
daddy websites. They're getting on it older. They're charging no kind of money. They're coming back because they're not getting they're getting no kind of money. It's actually look. Fuck OnlyFans. Fuck this Instagram fantasy shit where a lot of these bitches, even these big time Instagram chicks, are living on air mattresses and shit. A lot of that
Mm-hmm.
shit is a fucking illusion. And the
Mm-hmm.
problem is, and I ain't even talking about you right now because I don't, because your age doesn't really represent this. I think you is a little bit different because you've seen more of the swing. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about with a lot of the typical people in the demographics that are saying it, they're looking
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram and seeing all these hoes fronting. And I'm not saying that you ain't got like 2% or 3% of these females that are really doing some shit. But when
Mm-hmm.
people say hoes are winning, they act like every bitch selling pussy or going on line or something is like living the dream. When in reality, it's probably like 10% of that. There's a
I got
guy,
something
white
for you
dude
when you
by the name of
finish.
Spencer Corellia. He said
Mm-hmm.
that on OnlyFans, 3% of the OnlyFans population is taking about like 40% of the money, and 10% is taking about 75% of the money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
a lot of those are non-black, which is what the black
mm-hmm.
females are always complaining about. There's a reason black women always talk about colorism. There's a reason why they're always crying about TikTok or crying about stripping. The black women have never been more in debt. They are now. That's why they're coming in. Like, think about it. If they were winning, why would they even come into this space? There's
Yeah.
why would
Eric,
you see all these new channels? Why would Kevin? I'll say this and I'm done. The proof
Okay.
that
Mm-hmm.
hoes are winning is Kevin Samuels has 1.25 million. The fact
Yep.
that you got 400,000 females, not just black but non-black, looking at
Mm-hmm.
some random ass nigga. Think of the non-black females looking at some random ass nigga for advice.
Mm-hmm.
That should tell you they ain't got what they want.
Yeah. That's
all
And
how I
right,
then
feel.
hey,
on
hold
top
on,
of that, Mike. Go
wait,
ahead,
wait, wait,
Library.
wait,
Go
Go ahead,
ahead,
Lightbearer.
Library.
wait, wait. The building I live in right now, right?
Mm-hmm. You got
It
your camera
is
on,
pretty much
V.
filled with.
Got your
It's
camera
pretty
on.
much filled with
He
a bunch
flexing.
of
Oh, he flexing.
it,
And
uh,
this, oh, that don't. Uh, Wait till Officer Charles comes in. All right, then you can flex. All right.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right.
Can you bench
Love,
400
love.
pounds too?
the
Yeah. Yeah.
the build.
If you bench 480, then we got you right.
Damn, man, you hating on all the young niggas.
Yeah,
No, he can
I'm
flex.
on,
When
I'm
you
only
come in and
25,
flexing, when you come in and flex with
boy.
somebody that's, you can come in and flex with the Officer Charles comes back.
It's
Oh,
all
Then you
good,
can
brother. I'll
flex.
fuck with
Yeah,
you.
that's the
I'll
new
fuck
thing.
with
We
you.
gonna
Look,
bring
I'll pull my
the
shirt
old
off when I
nigga
get out
wars
of the
back.
car.
No. Go ahead, go ahead, Lightbearer.
BBS. Hey,
Yes,
BTS
sir.
man
BBS.
thinks
Nah,
his
but
knee hurt.
BBS.
to,
Can I say
uh,
something?
We
oh,
right after
get,
Lightbearer, then you can actually
Oh,
say
okay.
so. Go
I got you.
finish
I got you.
Lightbearer.
the building I live in right now is filled with TikTok, YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and like rappers and
Where
all
the
that
fuck
type of
you
stuff like that,
at?
right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the middle
Entertainers.
of downtown LA.
Okay. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
Okay, my
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, good.
and like as I walk out, like every once in a while I walk out and I'm like, God damn, oh God. But when I see them every once in a blue and I'm walking through the hallways, they go
Mm-hmm.
to their spot. It's like four or five of them in a 2 bedroom apartment.
They're
Yeah.
excused. They're in
Right.
LA.
Yeah. They're
Right.
surviving.
You feel me?
Yes,
Now
they're
with the
surviving.
rappers, I'm surprised,
Oh,
but
my
they
bad. My
pretty
bad.
much they're like millionaires living in apartment complexes. But like I get it now because I didn't even know half the people that was doing it like they doing it is in here.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is this: 1 minute you like all these girls that y'all be looking at, all
Mm-hmm.
these girls. Now that I live in this building, none of them look like the shit they put on the fucking pictures.
Right.
None of them look like the pictures. So Like even down to this girl I was dating a minute ago. This girl, va va voom, like the advertisements. She on all type of
Michael about to start flexing too.
she on all type of
Shoulder
flyers
press.
and party shows and all that type of stuff like that. But when I saw her the next morning, she don't look like any of those pictures.
Slow them reps down, Mike. Slow them reps down, man.
All right.
So all I'm
Sorry,
trying to say
KP.
is y'all
Bring them
gotta
bars together.
when it comes to this whole situation of like them all these people like praising these Instagram
Get
girls
that
and all
burn.
that type of stuff, it's all filter,
Shit.
it's all Photoshop,
Mm-hmm.
it's all
It's a long
makeup,
workout,
it's
man.
all
Nah, it
man
don't
look.
matter. If you get
It's an
your
hour.
burn,
It's an
it
hour.
don't have to
It's an
be
hour
long.
in.
If you exhaust the muscles, you can do it in like 30 minutes, man. I
Yeah,
usually
Yeah,
do it in
slow,
it's
30
slow
We
down
minutes.
got,
them,
we
Exhaust
got,
the
we,
slow that
muscles.
we
muscle
got you.
down and work
Hey,
your
legs,
feel.
boy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We got you, Lightbearer.
hey,
It's
but
all it's on
It's
Lightbearer,
all
I
chat.
cap.
agree with you,
Can I
bro.
say
Uh,
something?
I,
hold on. Go ahead, V.
I've been waiting, man.
I
I
know.
just wanted, I just wanted to let you know,
I'm
BGS.
gonna show you. I'm gonna show you
Hold, light bear,
the
light
pool,
bear,
like
light bear, light
my
bear.
balcony,
Hold
the
on,
pool off my
light
balcony.
bear.
Come
Hold
on.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, V.
Hey, BGS, I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to say you is the GOAT. You
Why
the
is that?
goddamn GOAT.
Why is that, man?
Man, because you're all the shit that you don't put out. I've been watching you since I was in college, like 4 years ago. And everything that you put out, I especially like the insecure reviews, the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
video you did yesterday, or it was
Mm-hmm.
today, because I watch this shit every morning on my way into work because I'm
Okay.
a captain in the military. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it's like it's crazy, man. Like you was really a goat, and I just wanted to say, Edward Anderson, keep
No,
putting
go
your
ahead.
foot on these people's neck when they come in here with the bullshit. 'Cause I ain't never heard no nigga come on the fucking thing that's 47 years old talking about hoes winning. Get the fuck out of here. That's what I
Oh, so
also
you gonna
wanted to say
disrespect?
too. I'm
So you
25
gonna
years
disrespect?
old, right?
So you
You
gonna
don't know
disrespect?
nothing.
So
Hold
wait a
on.
minute. You
I'm
gonna
talking,
disrespect,
Now,
Michael.
nigga?
Calm down, son.
hold on, man.
He disrespecting this
Let's let
fucking
him
little
get it
Eh,
out.
We
15
we
year
not
old
going.
dude.
We not going. You
Let
can
me
have
say,
a
let me
chance to
stop. Let me say
let
something.
him finish with what he's got to
Don't
say, and then you can
disrespect little nigga.
respond. Right?
Let me say,
We're not doing that, man.
hey, you need to
We're not
work on
doing.
them legs, nigga. Before you
No,
start
no.
talking about
Hey. We're not doing that.
I
We
ran track
we're
in
not.
college, boy.
All right.
I'll just
Y'all
say
You
niggas
this,
mute.
is
So,
You
man.
going
no
fool.
Hey, I'm
go ahead.
sorry, BGS.
No, that's all right. Go
I mean,
finish
I
what you're saying,
understand
man.
you're excited, but we'll,
Every everything you say is absolute truth, man. And I really appreciate it because I know what you were saying. I think you had said in the video today, you were saying like people are going around in the workplaces, like young black men going around. I talked to my homeboy while we was at a battalion PT formation this morning about
Mm,
Kevin Samuels, and it
okay.
was crazy. And I was like, man, like it really is true. Like all this stuff is really reaching out so far.
Hmm.
And I really appreciate you, man. I hope you don't stop doing this because it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm kind of I am kind of excited because I ain't been on the panel yet. I ain't never. I always catch it on the rerun, but man, I just wanted to let you know, man. Like he really is impacting people's
Uh,
lives
uh,
out
uh,
here.
yeah, we just trying to give people, you guys, tools to use because we already been through this shit, man. I already seen this stuff, right? So I'm just trying to, as a Gnostic, man, my job, my mission is to pass on what I know, just like my teachers did for me. That's all
Yeah,
I'm trying to do. So I hope people actually using these tools.
Oh,
yeah,
we
man. Because
use
you
them.
what you was saying about how like these young cats out here, like the 54%. Like I love statistics. I went to college for accounting, so
Okay.
um I enjoy like looking at the numbers and stuff, and like you actually bring out the numbers and the statistics and like showing like how people are in.
Fuck.
I don't come from an impoverished family. My parents had an impoverished background,
Hmm.
but with great
Hey.
power comes great responsibility.
Hmm.
So since they created a life for me and my sibling, I gotta
Okay.
make sure I do better than they did, right? And it's
Yeah.
crazy because you
Hey.
saying like it blows my mind because you can go and look up any government employee's salary
Hmm.
at 25 years old, I'll be making near 100K
Okay.
in the
Good.
next
Hey,
year,
good on
year and a
you.
half.
Yeah. All right.
And it's
don't
Good
it's
on
don't
like
you.
let
I
them
was
get you. Don't let them give you
No,
financial
well,
transmission.
yeah, he's in the military. He should have dealt with him already, man.
yeah, so
Hey.
yeah, I'd
Cause
be
Hey,
the
they,
he a
only
captain.
I'm the only black person in the room every time. I'm the only black
yeah.
lieutenant
I know
XO.
exactly what you feel like.
I'm the only black XO in my entire battalion besides one African dude. Only one in an
Mm,
entire battalion. Only black lieutenant.
Hmm.
That's an exo in my entire battalion. And it's crazy to me because it's like when you be rattling off the numbers about how, the average black man, and Kevin do it too, the average black man makes only $40,000 a year. The
Yeah.
average white man makes like forty to eight
That's
thousand
it.
dollars a year.
It was like
And
I think the average for white men is 61, right? And there's a
61
difference between no, between median and average, right? Because you got to remember there's a whole lot of billionaires that skew that white
yes,
average,
Yeah,
right?
that's why
Yeah,
median is more important.
and more
yeah.
important.
More,
And
more accurate.
So
And real quick, and one thing I do want to say, and this is something to keep in mind of perspective, I just turned 35. So there's going to be certain things you see at 22 that I don't see. 'Cause my youngest brother is 25. My middle brother is 30. We're all 5 years apart. As far as Michael goes, one thing you have to keep in mind, and this is why, because I'm not on the anti, I'm not saying you are, but I'm not on the anti old nigga thing. The thing about it is, there's different types of black women in
That's
these
what.
eras. So wait, so when I hear what he's saying, that's not the same as like what Smurgo's saying. And Smurgo is like your age, like he's 24, he's a couple of years older than you. He's seeing I don't even know him like that. But and I'm not challenging him, I'm challenging the point because it's really for the audience. It's not really him directly. You have,
Mm.
you have women that they understood that if you have a man there and the stuff is working, they know how to fall back. If they knew when they were winning and how to stop. You got women like now, basically what Michael is talking about is these women acting like rogues. That's what BGS was talking about. The
yeah,
rogue and renegade shit.
yeah.
That's what and it
and and
wasn't
and and and,
always that way.
and it has nothing. But them being going rogue has nothing to do with hoes. It's actually what to
Can I
do with.
get in real quick,
And
BGS?
hold on,
Oh,
I want to be clear. So
let
I
me
understand.
see.
So
Yeah,
even though I disagree with like the perspective, I do understand where he's not the same place. It's
you're
like if
unmuted, Mike.
Smurgos on some
okay.
hoes are winning, and it's a difference because that's how much black women has slid. Because there's a reason black men used to do the stepfather thing and we don't do it no more. And then the Z's, y'all gonna be different. Y'all ain't even looking at a lot of these chicks up front because it's like y'all don't have the same kind of indoctrination of black love and black women is this. And also, here's the biggest thing, even with the indoctrination, y'all are seeing how these black women are in renegade status.
Hmm.
Most of these black women were not renegades, like if Michael's 47 and stuff. That was those are the big mamas and the matriarchs will be like, oh, you little girl, or you fast as hell and stuff like. You don't have that. You
No.
have
Hey, hey,
Hold
Yeah,
on,
too.
hold on. You have
okay.
Tokyo Tony grandmothers now. These grandmothers are whores. So three generation of renegades at this point. Because the Claire Huxtables and all the women that used to regulate these chicks are gone. So I'm not saying this to talk down to you. I'm just saying so you understand the perspective and see you had the advantage of growing up seeing that. And I'm
And
not
let him
saying
give him a chance to respond.
yeah,
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 Yeah.
I
yeah.
wanted,
That's all I
I
wanted to
wanted
say.
to respond to you, Ed. So
Yeah,
I hope I can call you Ed.
yeah, it's
Uh,
fine. I'm just a nigga.
so it is true what y'all saying. Like it is insane out here in the dating world now. I know that
Hmm.
BTS is a Nazi. He said he was monk about 10 minutes ago,
Hmm.
but I ain't no monk. So
No, I hope
BGS
not.
is also
I
yeah,
hope
old.
not.
BGS
Yeah, I
is
hope
ain't
also
not.
no
and
monkey
he
going around here.
BTS is
No.
also in his 60s too.
Look,
Yeah,
BTS
Yeah.
ain't
No.
I
yeah.
appreciate that because you don't have a lot of it's it is so surprising because I went to college, got my
Mm-hmm.
degree, no debt, own my car, no
Yeah.
nothing, right?
Right.
I got a great job, I got my own place, everything. When you bring these women over here, and it's like you be talking to them for a little bit because they come
Mm.
through off rip, right? But it's
Uh
like
huh.
you bring them through, and it's
yep.
like what the like they got so much stuff fucked up, like they pass destroyed. Like you were talking about how women that is out here being renegades, right? And
Hmm.
how they've been giving away their body, giving away their soul,
Right.
all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Already messed up mentally. Kevin
Yeah.
Samuels need to get everybody into freaking therapy, right?
Yeah.
Number two, they broke as hell. They live with their parents.
Hmm.
Number three, they done dropped out of college, so that means they still carrying that debt. Because I don't even be talking to chicks no more who broke.
Hmm.
So that's what all my homeboys talk about. Like none of us is. I got one homeboy that's married, one homeboy that got a kid, right?
Right.
And then I got two other homeboys that's just like me. We all successful young black men. We ain't go to jail. All this stuff is just normal human being stuff. So we shouldn't get no pat on the back for that.
Unicorn shit
But
to these
yeah,
chicks. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
no, it's not unicorn stuff. I just had a
No,
good.
I'm like they act like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's a good.
the thing
Like we
but
all
there
had.
Like he's in a different class, man, and
Yeah.
that's what it
Yeah,
is.
I'm
He's
in a, but see, that's what Ron be talking about, how it's
yeah,
socio-economic.
Yeah,
yeah, my
Ron is
class,
great.
yeah,
Rating.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
don't fuck with like you.
See, and
It's
that
not
yeah,
was
even
my
that
yeah.
I don't fuck with them.
And you
It's not.
shouldn't.
Yeah, it's not that I don't fuck with them. It's just that it's like, excuse my language. It's not that I
No,
don't
go
mess.
ahead. No, no,
It's like,
you can cuss. Yeah.
yeah, it's not that I don't fuck with them. It's just that you know how like you hear the dudes that be on here whining about how, oh, why can't I get this girl? She's so fun, but she
Mm-hmm.
ratchet as shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I never had to deal with that because I wasn't around that. I lived all
Your
over the world.
social
My pops
circle.
was in the military.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's funny to see like I don't live in Japan, the Netherlands. I was born in Panama. I done went all around the world.
Right.
And every summer we were going to different places. So I done been to Germany, London,
Yeah.
Singapore, all these places. So I done seen beautiful women all around the world. So
Yeah.
when I got back here after my dad went to Sergeant Major Academy, I'm thinking in my head, like, what the hell? All
Yeah.
these people that's here, you know, I got a cool personality. I got over that quick. I wasn't bent on like, oh, why isn't these black women, these specific type of black women?
Right.
Yeah, you have perspective.
But it's because of the socio-economic class
Economic class. Yeah.
niggas that don't have no money that's just giving them dick. So it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, I can live with that, and they'll do
Yeah.
that. I'm 25 right now. I'm about to be 26. They'll do that from the time that I'm now, if they ain't got kids,
Yeah.
to now. That's what they've
Yeah.
been doing since we was in middle school. So it's
Right.
crazy, like hearing you, Edward, like talk about like that's all it is. It's just my
It's
socioeconomic class, and
Yeah.
that's what all of my homeboys.
Yeah.
How they be talking about how black men is broke, and that's why I thought it was crazy about what the
yeah.
statistic you were saying about the median income for black people. Because
Yeah.
my neighborhood that I'm from is all black people. Those
Yeah.
are 350,000, $400,000 homes, and it's all
Yeah.
black men and women.
Yeah.
There's no
But
interracial couples in my neighborhood, no none of that, and they all
yeah,
have.
but even at that, you have what we have black enclaves, right? Like when I grew up,
Yeah,
you had black enclaves. They're very rich, right? Where I went to school
scary,
with
bro. I'm
movie
telling you, they
stars
got
and shit
plenty
like
of
that.
our
Yeah. Well, so do you have? The thing is, but they're not the majority. They're a very small
Yeah,
enclave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
and
got
it's
like,
nice.
See,
yeah.
just even being like everything he's saying. Have you noticed? I've said that to y'all already before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like every bit of what he says is
Yeah.
exactly the shit I said like 5 years ago when
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
but he
first came
camped
onto
up.
the
How old are
scene.
you,
Hold on.
like
Hold on.
bear?
Hold on.
And
Hold on. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Hold on, Edward. Yeah. Go ahead, Lightbear.
Oh yeah, just
on
let you
top
know,
of it,
Mike.
Hold on.
Slow down those shoulder presses.
Yeah.
and on
I was
top of
telling. I
it,
told him that. Yeah.
and then on top of it, one of the other because my question was exactly where he was actually stating when I was trying to get to a question before I started answering what what's the name was saying, and it was, are we all the same? And there are factors that come into play that
Hmm.
make us not the same whatsoever.
We
Like
never were. We never were.
but it ideology puts us brings us together, but there's some clear things that like we put ourselves in once we actually start paying attention to certain things. And matter of fact, Kevin plays with that one with one of them clearly
Yeah.
distinguishing class. Like
Yeah.
he distinguishes his class
It's
from his suits.
it's very
But what
difficult,
do
right? It's very difficult because since Plessy versus Ferguson, they basically pushed the bourgeoisie back into the regular class, right? So basically, race in itself is a class. So
Mhm.
inside the race classification, right? You have different classes. But thing is, because of this exterior force, right? We have what I call class compression, right? Where
You still
so it's
black.
where 85 can actually go to the same spot as a 100 octane dude, as a rapper entertainer that's making $1 million a year versus somebody like him, right? I'm sure he's been
Hmm.
down to the NCO club because he got black buddies that go down to the NCO club.
Every
So
day.
Nah,
Talk this.
see what I'm talking about? So you ain't gonna
stay
see
your butt
you
out
ain't
the
gonna see no
NCO club.
90 you ain't gonna see
but
no a whole bunch of 92s at the NCO club, right, bro?
but
BGS,
at
I'm
what
telling you,
point
like
does that
it is insane to think about. Like I don't want to veer off, but like I listen to a lot of Chronicles of Judah 144. I don't know if y'all ever heard of his
I
channel.
know, I've
Yeah, I've
heard.
heard of him. Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
He's wonderful, wonderful dude. I don't believe in all that. I would say I'm more like if we go in political terms, like more right leaning. You have to put in the work. So it's
Well,
like when
you're in the military, so you would be
yeah,
more right
yeah.
leaning.
I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and I'm third generation, so it's like I don't play with like the like people that want to like make excuses. That's why I like what Edward was doing because it's like I'm not saying you was trying to put Mr. Merriweather down, but it's just that's how I grew up. It was
Mm,
you was gonna be the best. You have no excuses. You're not black. You're not saying that you're not black as in you don't have things that are holding you down, like what you talking about, BGS. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like not no, it wasn't no, I wasn't getting no talks like you have to jump 10 times higher, son. No, you don't, you just doing it because you bear our last name. You
Yeah.
gonna make sure that when you put that on your chest,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you ain't gonna be out here embarrassing us. So you gotta make sure that
Mm-hmm.
you hold a certain
So I got a
standard.
quick.
Because the boomers cleared all that shit up for you. The boomers cleared the path for you, so there is no reason for you not to succeed.
Yeah, that you
Because,
have to, and it's like it's
I got a
insane.
quick question, and
Like,
it pertains to that. Like,
go ahead.
at
Go ahead.
what point? At what point inside this class thing is it about money? Well, like, what is it about? Because, like, y'all know I'm
Okay.
from the projects,
Oh,
but
okay.
the
Okay.
amount of money I
That's
make
where
now,
it
does that
always comes
change my
to.
No,
class?
it's not. It's not about money. Basically, it's basically three things, right? If we want to talk about class, upbringing, okay,
Hmm.
who your parents are, how they brought you up, right? Your education, and then your money. Okay, those three things will actually dictate the class that you're in, right? And then the fourth thing could be the circle that you're in. But the circle that you're going to be in is going to be dictated by the other three. Like, like you're not going to think like V, because V was brought up third generation military, right? And plus V is actually brought up either middle class or upper middle class, right? Like I said, all black enclave that's upper middle class. Okay, they're gonna actually be different. They're gonna think different, different worldview, different outlook than you're gonna have, right? So you can make $200,000 a year, but you're gonna still have the same mentality, the same uh, uh, instructions, the same socialization that you had when you were a kid. Okay, it's very
Well,
difficult to bypass that.
This is why
well,
Kevin
the
doesn't count
issue,
entertainers as high value
well, the
men.
issue, well, no,
Yeah.
this is the issue that I'm going
Uh
through
huh.
now is that how I was raised and how I
Uh huh.
came up, I didn't necessarily agree with it. I was just in that shit.
Yeah, but
So,
it still has you by your short hairs, whether you agree with it or not.
oh
Okay.
no, no, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, no. Yeah,
Unless you separate from it
it
totally.
definitely dictates my worldview.
Yeah.
But I don't hang out with like when I go back home,
I
and it's
get even
rarely that
tired
I'm
of
even
these.
at
Get
home
Hold
tired of
on,
now.
these
Edward.
niggas.
Edward. Hold on.
Yeah, it's rare that I'm even at home now.
Yeah.
But my point of view is so radical and so different from the
Yeah.
brothers I grew up with point of view, and my position in life is so radical and so different
Uh huh.
that it's like we not even friends no more.
Yeah. Well,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Basically, you're moving up you're trying to move up the social class ladder. But thing is, if you really want to get a real good idea about class, right? Get get invited to a black tie ball, right? Get dressed and go network and see how you do. Okay.
Oh
You
no,
actually.
I did horrible. Listen, hey, BD, I went to a
Yeah.
dinner for Ernie Chambers, right? In
Uh
our
huh.
chamber, you know who Ernie Chambers is?
Uh huh.
Yeah, so I went to I got invited with my
Mm.
people's stepdad. He was an
Mm.
alderman, right?
Yeah.
And I got invited to there. You know, I'm in that joint. I'm in some J's. You know, and
Mm.
everybody
Oh
looking at me.
no!
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Hey Z, I
Wow.
come in there, right?
You.
I got the Amiri zone. I got some Amiri zone. I'm in the
Uh.
J's and shit. I'm thinking I'm
Uh huh.
fresh.
did you
Mm.
Dude in
carry
there in the
that?
tuxedo, like, nah, man, you can't wear that in here, bro. You got to go rent you a tuxedo. I've
Yeah.
never even owned a suit before.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
You know
Exactly.
what I'm
better
saying? So I
And and
realized the
and,
difference then.
and basically, V can code switch. I can hear him code switch pretty well.
hell
Okay.
yeah, we get code
Yeah.
switching this all day.
Yeah. Yeah. But I can I
All
can
around,
tell his
good.
education in his class just by the way he speaks. When
Yeah,
he
I
first
can't
came
code
up,
switch. I
what
can't
you
code switch.
the thing is
It's a
you
major part of
can't
being able to be even be in there.
you
Oh
can
yeah.
learn, but the thing is it's very difficult. But you can learn, you can change it, you can't go up in class. But things what you have to do is that get in the environment. You can actually get friends in that environment. The military is actually very good at actually changing a lot of that because they drill that stuff into your head. They actually take
Mm.
all the little levers that's been put into you by school,
yeah, break it
Yep.
down.
by the person school system.
By the
Actually
school, the
hit all those
hood,
levers. Yeah, they
everything.
But
I,
BGS, it's
hit,
I have
crazy
a
all
question.
those levers.
what G
I have
is
a question.
saying. What
Yes,
G is saying is
I have a question.
you were can I say this real quick,
Sure,
me?
Go
sure.
ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, so what G's saying, like you were talking about, like your upbringing. Upbringing is
yeah,
number one because I got
yeah.
to see my parents when we would go home and see my mama code switch.
Mhm.
So like this is
Hmm.
learned behavior where I can
Mhm.
go, I can talk like this in my normal place. Like I don't have to lift my voice to a higher octane when I'm around other people when I'm at my
Mm.
job. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
different. So I don't want to come off
Now,
aggressive. I'm very laid back in at work, but I get my
Yeah.
job done. So it's
mhm.
Yeah.
like that's all that I was taught. But I just wanted to ask you a question, BGS is
Mm.
so the thing that drove me and that drives me is
Mm-hmm.
not wanting to be in poverty. So
Okay.
I'm not we're the successful family. My immediate family is the
Okay.
successful part of our whole outer family.
Overall
Yeah.
family.
So like being able to go home and see like where my parents came from,
Mm-hmm.
how my cousins are, that's what drove me to
Okay.
not want to go to that route. And what I
Eh,
had my question is it have you ever had to any of y'all had to ever deal with like a survivor's guilt? Because how G is talking about how when my dad was always telling me when I was young, I
mm,
don't go back home because the same people every time I go home, they doing the same thing. They
yeah.
doing the same thing
Hmm.
they was
Well,
doing 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40
you,
years ago.
you shouldn't have survivor's guilt for this very reason because they want you to be in the, all those people that are still on the same block want you to be where you are
Yes.
because
No,
if
I'm gonna
you're
tell
not
you from
because
experience.
you actually give them hope that they can do it that
I'm gonna tell
their
you
kids
from
can actually do it.
experience,
Mm,
BGS. I'm gonna tell you from experience. They don't care whether or not you actually are. So first, the code switch. I'm gonna raise my voice up an octave. I'm gonna make sure that I actually stand in a certain proper situation, so I can make sure that I can convey to you what I need
mm,
to convey to you. I take out the bass out of my voice so that I can make them feel comfortable around me,
mm,
and then
right.
all that type of stuff like that. The hair, this, that's today. Other than that, back when I was in that situation, it was a different situation though. But
Mm,
back to back to me. When it comes down to it, I don't go home no more. I can't go home because almost every time I went back home, one of my boys died.
mm,
If it was in a situation like that,
mm,
going back home meant everybody asking me for money. Going back home meant a
You tired
situation
of these
of
niggas.
huh?
Tired of.
I had two sides of a family, but actually I had a couple of sides of the family, but the money side, they was on one side, and then the other
mm,
side, the one that I grew up with, I was stuck with, you know, eh, they wasn't doing it like that. And every time you come home, they look at you like you're in a different situation. They look at you like, oh, you raised up. I had a couple of people come to my spot recently and told me I'm doing the best out of everybody. I'm sitting here like I'm not even doing nothing yet, but
mm.
Exactly.
they
Comparatively.
don't, but they
And you know what,
compare to
Lightbearer?
me. I don't feel like I'm
That's
doing
the
nothing
I
on
situation
the
I
level that
face
I'm
right
One
operating.
time, one
now.
time.
I have a
Mm.
question.
Lightbearer, that's the situation I
And
face right now
You
every
can
time I
learn.
go home.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I
Okay.
have a
That's the
Oh
question.
no,
thing.
I'm
You
not
got to
saying I
separate.
can't learn.
You finish up because me's trying to get even wanting
Yeah.
to have this question for
Mhm.
the last couple
Hey,
of minutes.
Yeah,
So
I just want to say
finish
you
up.
got to separate in order to get to that part that you want to get to or that you have to
Mm,
get to, where you to get away from it, because
mm,
like I said, there's class like you if all I gotta do is cut my hair off, put on a suit, and I'm already
mm.
assumed to be somebody different. To be
Yeah,
totally honest with you,
and
everywhere
because
I
yeah,
walk
because
into, they gonna say sir.
but the thing is, you know how everybody can't do that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Class is
Yeah,
more than
yeah,
but
just
like
putting
the
on a suit.
Yeah, I
like
want
when I cut my
but then with
dreads off,
G,
man, I was
Hold on.
crying, bro. When I cut my dreads off, I cried, bro. Like
Yeah,
I cried when I
hmm
cut them, bro. And then I took my teeth out, and I cried again. Like, damn, I'm really taking my teeth out. Like,
yeah.
like,
Well,
cause I
yeah.
had
hmm
wall to wall goals.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
my
my man's was like, bro, you a business owner now. Nobody, well, you can't be going in there with gold teeth, nigga. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. You got to fit
you know
in.
what I'm
You got
you
to
know
fit
saying?
what?
in. Got to fit in.
yeah,
I
I
had
have
a
a
And
sergeant
question.
major. No, not a sergeant major. Yeah,
real
I have
quick.
a question.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, me
I had a
before they.
sergeant.
Go
Um
ahead.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Go
so
ahead, me.
you
Who are you
can
talking to,
never really
BGS?
escape like
Yeah,
your
we can
up
barely hear you. We can barely
sorry,
hear you.
can you hear me now? No?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You can like so you can never really escape your upbringing, right? Totally
Mm-hmm.
because you're still stuck in that mindset, right? So like someone he was talking about, you know, he was crying when he took out his, gold teeth or something out, right?
Yeah.
Something like um you could be making like a certain amount of money, be in a certain circle, right? But you
Mm-hmm.
still have that. I've seen it myself. You still have that
It's your
upbringing.
basic
So
your BIOS. I call it your BIOS. Your basic in basic instructions is still going to be with you.
you still have that
Yeah.
mindset. Oh, I
So
make
you so you have to. Those are called bugs, right? So you still have to write software on top of it. That's what you do.
right,
It
right.
was it just well me it just
But the
felt
thing
like I
is,
was
you
losing
got to
my
have control over yourself. You
Yeah.
got
yeah.
to
Well
have control
the
over
only
yourself.
thing with me,
Because if I
it
went back
felt
to
like
the old me,
One at a time. One
if
at a
I
time.
went
Who's
back to
first? Go ahead, Liberia, and then
G
G.
is first.
Okay,
Oh,
go ahead, G.
but the
G.
only thing with me, like Bear, I feel like I was losing my war stripes. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember when I went to the orthodontist to get those gold
Mm-hmm.
teeth, man, that shit costed
Mm-hmm.
me $7,000. So I'm
Okay.
thinking in my head, I'm thinking like, man, I'm cutting my dreads off. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking my teeth out. I'm not wearing my cardies no more. Like I'm feeling like I'm selling out, bro.
You
Mm-hmm.
need to go
Like
watch
I
the
feel
Yeah,
like
but
video.
I'm
look, look, look,
selling
look,
out.
One
look.
time. One
Now,
time. One
now
time.
that whole
And
sellout thing, right? That whole sellout thing, I got you on that. Like, to be honest with you, the person I was and the person I am now and the person I was in between, it's a whole bunch of different people. It's a whole bunch of different people. But the thing about it is this: you got control over you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you got to take what it is. What I always call myself a chimera. That's probably the reason why I'm able to maneuver and go in between so many different genres in a
Classes.
way, or so
Yeah.
many different
Yeah.
classes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always observed the I had to move a lot. Like every 2 years I was moving.
Yeah. That
So
would do it. Yeah.
so I always had to observe my area and then adjust to. And pretty much one of the main things, if we got any other like brothers alike coming through, um, they teach you think how you must, but do as the Romans do. So if you're in Rome, think how you must, but do as the Romans do. So you have to put that whole like gray man type situation out there constantly if you're in someone else's land, someone else's home, someone else's situation. I love
Mm-hmm.
wearing red. You will never catch me doing it as of right now.
No, you won't.
Nah, nah,
okay,
most
Bear,
I
can I
definitely.
live.
piggyback
Hey,
on that? Can I
that's how
piggyback
I
on that,
feel.
Bear?
Hey,
Yeah, real quick.
that's how I feel.
All right. All right. Okay. V, go V, and then Mr. Z, and then me.
You know what got me? You know what kicked me in the behind about the hair thing? I appreciate the dreads, like Bear. That took a lot of dedication, and I'm sure it took a lot for you too, G. But I had listened to a Kevin Samuels video the year after I graduated because I didn't join the military immediately after college. I went and worked at a brokerage firm,
Mm-hmm.
and I went and it was a Kevin Samuels video talking about hair. Cut your hair, black man. And
That was
yeah,
me.
yeah, it was crazy. It was
Yeah,
crazy
I
listening to
wanted
him.
to swing on him when he said that.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it because my dad had the
hmm
same haircut since he was 17 when he joined. So, I ain't never had no like images of dreadlocks and that type of stuff when I was growing up. But I just also wanted to say too, to answer all the questions, like I it is very. I don't think that there's anything about the topic that you were talking about, BGS. There's nothing that women could do to ruin the manosphere. It don't matter. What do you like? What is? I don't. I think that I thank God every day that I have my
Mm-hmm.
father in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad
Yeah.
ain't shit if you don't want to be like him.
Right.
I want to be better than my father. I
Yeah.
want to be better than what I wish my father was. So I want. It is so important to have images and having outlets like we have now. Which you were talking about. You got YouTube. You got Patreon. You got all
Yeah.
these things. All these great black content creators who are ranging in age, like Steph is cold, who's younger than me, to someone like you, BGS, who's got years on me and experience, where I can learn both sides of how the young cats are doing it, because I'm young too,
Mm-hmm.
but younger than me cats are doing it, and then how y'all have gotten through y'all's lives and gotten through it, through the other times, how women were in the past, how white supremacy ran things in the past, and how it's
Mm-hmm.
running things now, how you get to see how it's changed and can enlighten people like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it is great, man. Like it really is insane to me that we
Mm-hmm.
can do shit like this. Like
Yeah.
it is
hmm
wonderful. I don't see how people don't. I live my life every single day. When I have an issue or if I have a problem, my mom would always tell me, "Son, if you had $1 million just get put in your bank account right now, whenever I would be upset, because I got a little bit emotional sometimes because pops was gone a little bit on deployments and shit. So I got a little emotional side from the mom. But she would always tell me when I would start getting pissy and upset and start acting out, if you got $1 million right now in your bank account, son, would you really be this upset? Would you be worried about half the stuff that you worried about? Hell no. So I think that it takes a lot. I know I'm rambling, but it take
Mm.
it. I'm just my mind's just blown, BGS. I get to talk to BGS.
Well, I get to talk to you, man. I get
Get
to
to talk
talk.
to
I get to talk to
BGS.
Lightbearer too. You know.
Look,
So,
all the stuff
Yeah,
that you feeling right now, I felt
real
that
quick,
same thing,
Blackberry.
bro.
oh,
What's
me
up?
and
Go
Lightbearer
ahead,
had
big
a
bro.
had a big discussion on Discord. I had to check him and say, man, don't get in an argument with me as you blow up your spot. Don't try to win an argument, man, and fuck up your spot.
Man, it's been too many situations you've been correcting me on. Because seriously, right after you just said something about getting COVID, all of a sudden I got it.
I don't know
So,
if that's good or bad. I don't know if that's good or bad. Who hasn't gotten in?
Yeah,
Rael,
but
you
you,
want to
I
jump in?
I was gonna get him to
Go ahead,
correct
Mr.
that
Z. Go ahead,
because
Mr. Z. Go ahead, Mr.
okay,
Z.
and this is V for V. So DC, and I don't know if you ever heard of DC. The brother is literally out of DC. He speaks about a forced classification, right? And so that's what being black is in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and like BGS said, the class structure exists in this race, but
Mm-hmm.
outside of the race, we can see, as high as as you elevate, you'll still be reminded. I also think of, and this is going to what G was saying, I also think of Jay-Z. If y'all ever watch Jay-Z interviews, and I've been watching them pretty much since the beginning, you could tell he's been out the hood for decades now, and you
Mm-hmm.
still see it when he's struggling to find words in interviews, and he's fishing through the question, and he's black, so he's like,
Hell, Robert Smith, same way.
so there's that. That's number one. Number two. Number three. Martin Luther King spoke about this. This is one of the reasons why he started talking about class a little bit towards the end of his life. It's
Mm-hmm.
because his fear was kind of what we're seeing now, where like some of the black people that got on early in the civil rights movement, they kind of was like, yeah, I got mine. Screw, I'm out. Fuck the rest of y'all niggas.
They
And he
they're
saw that, and he was like, oh shit.
they're never out, man. That's the whole problem. They're never out.
Yeah, well, he understood that, but it was the oh, so you ain't gonna turn back
Oh,
and try to
oh,
help out.
oh,
And,
everybody gonna break out the weights? Okay, all right.
Remember, we had to argue with Sir Pookie for 2 days that he didn't bench press 500
I
pounds.
I
He got
want to
the
see
little ass weights.
I want to see them. I want to see them 400s, man. That's what I want to see. I want to see. I want
The offer still stand, Pookie. I got that $100 cash app for you. Go ahead and get up under that 350
oh
in.
man, don't do
Y'all
that.
better start reading,
Why you
man.
did that?
Y'all
And
better start
Rise in
looking
here,
some pages
BGS,
in
and
the
you
all
were
book.
right.
all in here from that
Y'all see
conversation.
how small he is? He said he put a
I know,
phone.
right? See,
Hey, you
brother,
remember that
I'm
shit,
a
right here? That shit was funny
don't
as
start it
fuck.
off, G. Don't start off. Don't start it off. Don't start it off. Don't start
That
it off.
man small. He said he put a phone on it. Come on,
Better start
man.
looking some pages in some books.
Boy, you talking
Anyway,
about some serious capping, bro.
I heard that. Go ahead, Rael. You want to jump in, man? Yeah, are you good?
Oh my god, that was perfect timing for real, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I had to crack up. You know I'm gonna save this shit.
That shit
Go
was
ahead.
hilarious, bro.
Oh my god, this was hilarious. Oh, peace
Those are
out.
not 400-pound arms, bro.
Damn.
That nigga said, nigga, I'm 6'4", nigga.
He's
Nigga,
tall.
I'm
Now, he is tall.
6'3".
You can tell he's tall. He got long ass arms. You can tell he's tall. But go ahead,
Oh,
Rael. You want to jump in?
You ain't
yeah.
LeBron built, nigga.
Oh, we 6'3" out here. Yo,
All right, all right. Look, we
yo.
bragging.
Fuck
What
all
you
y'all
got, man?
weak 6 feet tall
What you
ass
read?
niggas.
What you reading,
5'9"
man?
over
Show it
here.
again.
Let me go through them, BGS. Let me go through
All
them.
right, all right. I'm
Hey,
gonna go ahead and
The Quran
put
that
you on
I
the big
kept with
screen.
me
I'm
at
gonna put
basic
you on the big
training.
screen. All
Yo,
right.
the Quran I kept with me at basic.
Okay.
The Black Male Handbook.
Okay.
Wonderful gift given to me by my little sibling.
Okay.
The Army Officer's Guide. Yes, we in the Army, nigga.
All right.
Hey,
Barack
whoa.
Obama, A Promised Land. I
Okay,
know
good
that
book
he
though.
is a coon, but we still gonna really
No, no, no. He's actually a Harvard grad, so you listen to him.
Harvard grad. Oh wait, I'm not gonna say he a
no,
coon.
that's a good book. I read that
It's a
book.
good
That's a
book.
good book.
No,
Wonderful book.
very.
Marcus Aurelius, one of the
All right.
best books I've ever read.
Oh, you need to talk to Gigi then, Green Gorilla, man.
I'm telling you. Chronicles of Judah put me onto this. I've been
Okay.
reading the Bible since I was young. My father was also a preacher.
Okay.
The 1611 version has
Okay.
the extra books in it. If you
Okay.
do not
Oh
know,
yeah.
the extra books that
Yes.
was taken out.
The Rose
That's the King James version.
The
King
original
hell
King
no,
No.
that's
James.
not the
no
King James.
There's a,
edits.
No.
the
Yeah.
original King
No
James.
edits. Look what it
Yeah.
looked like in here.
Yeah.
Old script. You know what I'm saying? We read it.
You got to get
Okay.
that anthropological Bible to
The
go with that
best,
joint.
Go
the
ahead.
best book I've ever read in my life.
You better say it.
Oh
The
yeah, love it,
best
love
book
it,
I've
love it,
ever read in my
love
entire
it, love
life.
it. I
Changed
read
my life.
I read it when I was 17. Yeah, good
I
book.
read it when I
Yeah,
was
that shit
20.
that
I
made me
read
Huh?
it
stop eating
every
pork.
year. I read it once a year. The Prince, Niccolo Machiavelli.
The
Okay.
Machiavelli joint. Yep.
Everybody knows that. The Satin. Look at. I know I got a
Art
terrible
of
English.
War. Art of War.
Art
What
of
is that?
War.
Did that
Satin.
Yeah.
too.
You don't know
Got
nothing
the
about the art of
photos
war,
in it.
man.
Got
Okay.
the photos in it. Real color copy. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
All right.
I grew up in a household where my parents had bookshelves.
Mm-hmm.
I was the kid that was
Yep.
going to the book fair. That was my favorite time of the year. The people that I know that are super intelligent are the ones that actually take out the time to read. And I'm gonna put
Okay.
y'all on to one more thing, BGS. One more
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah. You missing
Being in the
something. You're missing a
military,
couple, but go ahead.
oh no, I got a whole bookshelf back there. I ain't been. I got
Do
a lot.
you
I got
do
the
you do you
ones
have tragedy and hope by quickly?
tragedy and hope. Nah,
You're military. You got to have it, man. It's a must have.
I got a lot of military books that have been
It,
advised to me, but I haven't been able to go.
tragedy. How
Gun, germs, and steel.
it's how Western civilization is actually structured. Tragedy and
Yeah,
hope by Carol Quigley.
I had three NTC rotations that I came back
Okay.
this August, so I've been all over the place. But the whole thing is that I
Uh
wanted
huh.
to show the guys out here
Mhm.
is you need to download. My dad said that he grew up in an area where there was separated lines for real,
Mhm.
where it was like you couldn't go on this side of town because it was white
Yeah.
people over here, and it was
Yeah.
he joined the military. That hate that he had was lost because he got to see that strangers loved him more than some of the people that he grew up with, right?
Mhm.
So whenever I started reading that's why I read Malcolm X all the time, because
Mhm.
his change and his evolution is what I hope to be able to do in my own life, right? But the thing I
Okay.
wanted to show was this application that I was given, which is called Mint, right?
Okay. Oh
It's
yeah.
called Mint. All right. So Mint, this is what my little screen look like, right? This is what I look at every day.
Okay.
This is the
Cool.
people that I know that have far more money than me. I have friends who have
Well,
hundreds of thousands
you
of dollars.
worked at a brokerage. You should look at Mint.
Yeah, I look at all this stuff, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to put on these other black men. You need to download the application Mint. It tracks your net worth. It tracks your credit score. It tracks your if you attach all of your digital accounts, whether it be cryptocurrency or coin wallets, whatever. It
Mhm.
tracks everything and it watches your net worth. It budgets for you, so you can make your own budget. I started out doing things like doing envelopes whenever I
Mhm.
was going through college, paying myself through, right? Because I was working. I didn't have to, but I worked because I knew what the world was going to be like because my parents set me up right. But if you download this application, it's good for you. I'm not sponsored. I'm not telling you that this is like the end all be all because you got to do the work.
Mhm.
But it definitely has helped me since I downloaded it because it tracks how much money I am actually worth as a person.
Mhm.
Not as a person individually, like my soul wise, but
Yeah.
in this
Your
economy that
finances.
we're within.
Yeah.
And
Your
the
wealth.
In
last thing I want to
society,
say before the last thing I wanted to say
It's
before I get
sad that he had to
Hold on.
clarify.
No, it's all right.
Exactly.
Let it
Spell the
finish.
name. Spell the name of that app
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Mint.
It's called MINT.
Mint. Yeah, it's
So
been around a while.
I have two
Mint.
TSPs. This one right here.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can point to it. This one right here on the edge. MINT. All right. So the thing is, I wanted to say this one last thing to you, BGS, is
Mhm.
the best videos you put up, which I hope you can put up more. I don't know if I know you crop the videos over and put them on your channel to maybe do some what do you call it? What is it called when you voice over the stuff? Uh,
Okay.
or the dark news ones. You need.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit
Oh, yeah.
with the
I have been
British dude.
waiting
Yeah.
for you to put some more Richard Martin on his damn channel.
Well, you know what the thing is, Richard
Yeah.
Martin.
I love
He's
that
got.
man. He
I
goes.
know you do, but the thing is, what's going on with Richard Martin right now is evidently they kicked him off a couple of platforms because he's actually anti-vaxxer, anti-COVID, right?
Oh
And
Lord.
so he's been on a rant for like 6 months about COVID. So when he actually goes back to his regular format where he actually talks about other things, I should start putting him back on
He's
because
great. He's
he,
wonderful.
he
Yes,
he's
he is.
he was a
Yeah,
currency trader for 40 years, so he is good.
I bet he
That's
is.
he,
It's
yeah.
insane.
That's why that's why that's that's why I share him.
I like that Doomer.
His analysis is really good.
Yeah, I'm more
Yeah.
of a, I
yeah.
won't say I'm a nihilist, but because my
I kind of
original
am.
major that I wanted to do was I wanted to be a philosophy major. My parents made me look up before I went to college how
Mhm.
much money you're gonna make with each degree that you go for. and I
Yeah.
He's
didn't.
about to have another Gigi in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was another. I didn't want to do STEM because I tried to do the not nursing, pharmacy, but it was like
Okay.
a 3-year accelerated program. I couldn't keep up.
Yeah, well, yeah,
But
you have to be a chemist, and that's what all the
I
pharmacists is,
hated
and
labs, 3-hour
yeah,
labs,
well,
trash.
yeah, the labs. If you can't stand to be in the
The
lab,
labs touch you, boy.
the,
3-hour labs kicked my ass. I
the
couldn't do
lab,
it.
to be a chemist or a pharmacist, because I'm actually I was actually a chem major, right? Them 3-hour lab, those 9-hour labs a week will actually kill us because you have to be there. You're only getting one credit for the goddamn thing for 9 hours. Okay, you
I
only
ain't
getting
That's
gonna
why
one
they put so
credit.
much money at
lie.
people who
Oh,
major and stuff like that
and
because
one
it's
more, yeah, and
war.
one more
Yeah.
thing, Rael. This is the last thing I'll say because
Okay.
I gotta get off
Yeah.
because I got PT in the morning. Look up also on. I don't know if you've heard on YouTube the Money Guy show. It's the
Yeah, I have heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
CPA, it's the or CFA, and then the CPA MBA guy. So
Yeah.
there are two white
There's
guys.
two of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's two white guys that are on a channel that's on a panel, and they basically talk about how much money you have to save for retirement
Right.
uh, by age. It tells you
Yeah.
how much you have to save. It tells you how to explain. They explain to you how to get out of debt. They
Yeah.
explain all that type of stuff. They're kind of like a more they're kind of like a mediocre tutorials and reviews when he talks about his stuff on steroids
Okay.
because they
Okay.
give like charts and everything like that. But I would just like to
Okay.
shout that out to the people out here, man.
All right.
I love
Cool.
your channel.
All right, V4V,
All
bro.
right.
Welcome to the space, bro.
Oh
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been here
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
please, youngin. Get your rest, youngin. They gonna have your ass running in the
Light
morning.
bearer, why you ain't working out, nigga? Everybody with their cameras on working out. What you doing, bro?
He's at home. He's at home.
tomorrow's a
Yeah.
workout
All
day.
right. All right.
Hey,
Oh,
but you
okay.
know what
Oh,
though?
no, he just
I'm about to
he's in
steal
them
your shit.
streets right now. He's in them streets right now.
Hey, you know what books? You know
You
what
muted.
So I
books
gotta be
really
faster than
changed
you.
me a lot though.
What?
What made me understand society was the sutras, right? Like the Artha Sutra and the Veda Sutras, right? Not the Kama Sutra. You know, everybody know about the Kama,
Everybody know about
but
that shit.
yeah, but the Artha Sutra and the Veda Sutras, right? Them they
Mm-hmm.
talk about your place in society,
Mm-hmm.
positioning, structure.
That's
Because
where
you
you
know
get
the Indian
hypergamy from.
society is because you know the Indian
It's structure.
society is real structured.
It's caste system. Yeah.
Caste
Yeah, it's
system real as
canon,
fuck.
and they made me understood like what a citizen was. Because
Mm-hmm.
before I had no concept of being a citizen. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know what that
You
was.
gotta citizen. Got to really go back to Rome,
Yeah,
Greece and
because they
Rome.
that's
Yeah.
what happened. I
That's
ended
when
up from
that's
those
when you had
books. I ended up reading play.
yeah. That's where the idea of a citizen actually came from. Rome and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Rome
learned
and
that
Greece
more
and
when I
Rome.
Greece.
read Plato's Republic.
Yeah,
Like I ended up
that's where it
reading
comes from.
Plato's Republic, and I read that book like 6 times. I still don't understand all that shit, but
That's
I
why you
keep
got
reading.
that's why you have Green Gorilla in this space because that's his expertise, right? He's a he's a Socratic he's a Socratic philosopher, so he can actually explain. He actually explained all this. He actually went over it quite a few times. But if you want to talk about Plato's Republic, just drop him a line, drop him some money. He'll actually do a video for you.
Oh no,
BGS.
I always hit GG up, and then I read some of
Yeah,
Herodotus stuff.
yeah.
I read a
That's
couple
just
different of those, the
that's his
Stoics,
shit.
and
Yeah,
yeah, I
the
read a
Stoics.
couple of that different stuff.
A real good book is the Story of Philosophy by William Durant, where she
William
talks about
Durant.
these
Okay.
William Durant, where she actually gives you a historical overview of each philosopher.
Look at where we
Yeah,
are.
see, yeah,
We got G in here.
Right now I'm reeling. Yeah, right now
No,
I'm
real
reading
quick,
Philip
G.
T.
Oh,
Randolph biography. What's up, Z?
yeah,
No, you, BGS, Rael, me, V for V. Like, we're talking about books. We're talking about philosophers. And these
yeah,
sisters that barely graduated college talking about they're more educated.
yeah.
Bitch, I'm a community college dropout. I know more shit than
I've
you, bitch.
heard from a couple of professors. A lot of black women are educated in name only. Okay. Yeah.
No, but right now,
Hey,
If
G
you've
on
been
them
in
circles around
college,
here.
One at a time, y'all. Who's
if
first?
you've been in college and you've been in classes with black women, you really see how unintelligent they really are.
Yes.
who that
Yeah.
Rael?
Yeah.
Yeah. G,
I
you've
get
read
on.
more than them. I'm telling you, brother.
Oh
My
no, I
sister is
read
in law
thousands
school
of
right
books,
now,
bro.
and she'll tell you, my sister will tell you, God damn, she don't know where the hell these people coming from. Bro, I done
Like,
spent hours with my sister ranting on the phone, like, yo, these just women in general, she don't know where the fuck they're coming from, the arguments they making. She's like, and these people are about to graduate law school, Z. Right? Like, god damn.
Man, let me tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you. Hold on.
Go ahead, Ryle.
When I finished my undergrad, I had to take one more English class, and I hadn't been in school for a while. I came back, and this was a mini master class, so we were taking class like every day for like 4.5 hours for like I don't know, like 6.5 weeks, 7 weeks. It was for the summer.
Okay.
So
That makes sense.
so it was really condensed. And my first paper, man, I drilled it A. And we had got put into these little groups of three to critique each other's paper. And it was a fat white guy and it was a black chick in my group. And they were looking for things to critique because there was nothing there. Like they couldn't find anything. Mind you, because the white dude, he asked me, he was like, "Are you trying to be a professor?" And the black chick was going to law school. There was no thesis in the paper. You couldn't find a thesis in the paper. She was almost finished with school. She in not in the white guys either, but there was not a thesis in either one of the papers. Like it was so convoluted and incoherent. And I was like, "You trying to go to law school?" In my mind, I'm thinking like, "You trying to go to law school? You trying to represent people in court?" I'm like, "They gonna lose. They gonna lose." And so, critical thinking skills is something that even when I was an undergrad, that they were having a problem with the student body, and even back then it was a lot of females. They were having a very hard time getting students to understand how to critically think, and this was early middle 2000. So I know it's even worse now with all this social justice warrior stuff going on in college.
Yep.
I know.
We're gonna go about 30 more minutes because ShatterPoints is short. So
okay. Yeah, I recently sat in on a college course. Like I used
we
to.
Can't hear you, Lightbearer. We can't hear you. You're not muted.
I used to go in. Yeah, Rael. I used to go and sit in on the college courses. Like I used to, because you could just go back there and sit in the class. I didn't know that at first. I thought you had to pay, but you could literally just walk in the class and sit down. Right. So I used to really go up there. I got my stepbrother. He's in college right now, and I used to go sit through his classes in engineering and shit. That's when I realized I needed to take some math courses because the shit that they was talking about, I didn't even know what those numbers meant. They were squaring shit and like they had math problems that went on the whole chalkboard, and it was one problem. I was like, yeah, I'm slow as shit. Like, I didn't understand that the actual amount of math it takes to go into engineering something.
Oh yeah, we didn't. Oh, you didn't. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
What Ra was speaking to is the person. That's the bad side of the personal is political, right? Because you get so caught up in whatever the fuck you got going on, you can't make coherent statements. You can't make a good argument. And we see that all up in this space, right? So we have a bunch of supposed college educated women, and they begin their head chopped off by Charles, by BGS, by by you, Rob, by me, because yeah, you college educated, but it really don't mean anything outside of your career field, which by the way, you suck at too. And I'll pause right there.
Try it, Lightbearer. No, we still can't hear you.
Hey, BJ, what you know about the robber
check
baron?
1 2.
Oh, there you go. All right.
I'm gonna have to try the other mic. Well,
we got you.
Here it goes. I wanted Rael to explain because I know it's gonna go over a lot of other people's heads. So, what a thesis consists of.
Okay. You got a lot of noise, so I'm gonna mute yourself till you're ready to talk. Okay, there you go. Go ahead, Rael. You there, Rael? Everybody there?
They jumping Rael right now, bro. They got him.
They got him.
Rael.
Okay.
They got They 12 deep
Hey,
on
but
Rael
yeah,
right now, and not in a good way.
that's what I'm reading about right now. I'm reading about the robber barons, right, and the dudes who built like
Oh, in the
the
1920s
railroads,
and
the
whatnot.
electrical
Yeah.
grid, the
Okay.
highway, like the guys who
hmm
designed the highway system.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just
What?
reading a lot about that stuff.
Okay. Yeah. That's
The Chase
yeah.
and the Rockefellers and the
Can you
yeah.
hear
No,
me
no, it's
now?
more than just the
Well, we can hear
Rockefellers.
you.
It's
We can hear you.
Hey, okay, okay.
yeah, it's more than just the Rockefellers, though. Z. See, that's just the names we know. There was these dudes. There was railroads that went in and out of business, and them dudes made hundreds of millions of dollars in the freaking early 1800s and 1900s and shit. So that was the
Mm.
equivalent of billions now.
Yeah.
You know, these people change their family names and stuff. You don't really know their names like that no more. A lot of them were like old dudes from like Lithuania and Germany and France, and they came to America and they anglicized their names. So nobody really know their names no more. So I'm reading a lot about that and about the families and stuff like that. Just the
Shit.
whole
All,
design of the electrical grid, that shit is like something out of Star Wars, bro.
Yeah.
all you gotta say
Originally
is
was
Rothschild. All you gotta say is
Rock,
Rothschild.
Rothschild.
Rothschild is
What?
not the
Well,
original
everybody
name.
knows about Rothschild.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
But
know,
Yeah,
but like
but I'm speaking
yeah.
on the names like Oberheimer and shit that you don't
And
even
then,
know about.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
yeah, Oppenheimer. But yeah, you go back, go read the Secrets of the Federal Reserve. They actually talk about the Rothschilds extensively and how they
I
got
got
started.
I got a whole library that I got a digital library because like it was one of them situations where I used to like I had to travel a lot, so I made like copies of all these other books and like
Right.
what old boy was showing you a moment ago. Like
Yeah.
to be honest with you, it's a huge community in the military that has like when I say when you get around them, you're like you wouldn't even expect it. But it's like it's a beautiful situation of when they start showing like, yo, let me show you this book real quick, and then it's like, oh my god, I done found it. I found my people. But what? But the thing about it is though, right? One of the things I wanted to pull back towards is what Rael was saying, if you can hear me, and that was explaining what a thesis is and what it consists of. Because I know half my brain was like, okay, yeah, if I was back in my Pookie mode, I wouldn't know what a thesis is. So if he could explain what was supposed to be in that thesis at that time, of what she was writing it for during the master's program, I'm assuming.
Yeah, if he's there, I don't know if he's there.
I think he
Yeah.
done blazed out
He-
somewhere.
Yeah, he might have knocked out. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know what was we talking about, the barons and stuff? Like, yeah, I read a book about the Federal Reserve called The Creature That from Jekyll
Yeah,
Island. That's like where they started the Federal Reserve.
Read the original book, Secrets of the Federal Reserve, right? But
Who wrote it?
what was his name?
I'll just Google it though. I'm pretty sure
yeah.
I can Google it. Yeah.
Because I actually met the dude. He actually signed his copy. Mullins, Eustace Mullins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I read a book called The Creature from Jekyll Island, and it
Yeah,
talked about when they formed the Federal Reserve.
The Federal Reserve
on Jekyll Island. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Read the first book was actually written by Eustace Mullins, and
Okay.
it was actually burned twice because they didn't want the secrets out. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's the granddaddy. So read that one.
Okay. Is it still
There you
in
go.
print? Or do I
It's
gotta,
still
like,
in print.
look
Oh, it's
in
still
front?
even though he died a few years ago, it's still in print.
Here
You
we
probably
go.
can
One of
find
the
it
ones,
online.
one of the
Go ahead.
ones to read that tells you about today and what's going on today. This is my favorite one to pay attention to is Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
Yep.
That yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah, I read both versions. Yeah, both copies. And but the thing is, if you really, like I said, if you haven't read Tragedy and Hope by Carol Quigley, you won't understand any of this shit. Got to read it.
Tragedy
Got to
and
go
Hope?
through it. Tragedy and Hope.
I'm gonna get on Amazon and buy that joint tonight.
He was actually played by the Council of Foreign Relations. To actually go through it and actually map out Western civilization. Everything that he described in that book is going on right now, even with China rising. Right? He said he actually predicted that in 1965 that China would actually rise in the year 2000.
You talking about
Is that some of the stuff Kissinger was talking? Because I read the Kissinger report. Is that some of the stuff he was talking about in there?
Kissinger talked about some of, but that's more of an effect. Okay, it's more of an effect. But in fact, I got paid by somebody in the DoD to actually go through it and actually make little slides and explain in the book. And got him a couple of promotions like that.
So, does anybody know what DOD means?
Department of
You did that on purpose,
There
BG.
you go,
You
Mr.
caught
Oh,
it.
Rael, right there. There you go.
There you go,
Right.
You
start.
back, Rael?
Yeah, that's me.
Rob,
We
what
can
you
barely
talking
hear
about
you.
to start what?
We can barely hear you too, Mr. Z. Where you driving to, man?
No, I'm actually at work. I'm in the car or whatever. But
Okay,
no,
all right.
no. This is what we're talking about is really important. The what's going on in the overall society and how that affects everything going on in the country and then everything that's going on in the black community. But
Yeah.
when you talk to Negroes, they don't really want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear about the rubber barons and the class divide that existed back then and the Pinkertons and how literally wealthy people had like armies that they would crush regular people with. Like,
Yeah, that's all.
Robert Barons are in the history books. That's in the history book. I read that shit in high school.
They actually learned all those tactics from actually crushing slave rebellions in America. That's where they learned it from.
Yep.
All the
Listen.
tactics you see with the public and with workers and stuff like that was actually learned from crushing slave rebellions on cotton plantations.
Hey,
Listen, that's why I say.
Real
Go
quick. The Amazon and Jeff Bezos is out here messing with intersection lights to keep people from protesting and you paying attention. Back then, these people were hiring motherfuckers to knock you off, literally knock you off for trying to unionize.
Yeah, there's a big reason they can't do that anymore. Go ahead, Ryan, and then Lightbeer.
See, the thing is, when the people, because people was pushing that a lot in the media.
Yeah, you got noise, Lightbeer, so just unmute yourself when you're ready to talk, okay?
Oh, they had a lot of. It was talking about a lot of that stuff. Jeff Bezos and Amazon. But when it was time for them to vote on unionization, they voted against it.
Of course.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, of course.
They voted against it.
The Industrial Revolution 2.0 with the technocrats. That's all it is. Go read. There's a good book called. Was it? I just read it. I have to look at it. It's called. I think it's. It's not Married to Technology. The Technology Trap. That's was actually called. Actually starts with pre-industrial revolution. Actually moves forward. Very good book.
Yeah. I even read some stuff about that.
Go ahead, Lightbeer. You gonna say something?
Oh no, the tipping point came to mind when you started talking about that particular book, also. But
the tipping point can only work when the environment is actually right, because you see a lot of people that have tipping points but never go anywhere because the environment won't support it.
Now, I'm gonna say something that might be controversial within the black situation.
Oh, really? Go ahead.
But the whole situation of how we keep we make this inclusive situation where we talk about black people when that's why I kind of like that we had that little movement happen a minute ago when they were like FBLA, ADOS, and all that type of stuff. I'm joking when I said that. But yeah, we do need to include future business leaders of America into everything that we do. But but the tactics that were used on the American blacks compared to everywhere else, like everywhere else was brutal, but they did a campaign against us. And when we include all these people in our situation and they can't respect the situation of not being included in our statements as we're trying to make them, like, okay, no, I'm not saying that you're not black, but you're not us. And we're trying to fight for our situation. Can you help us?
Right.
Well, that's
where
you're talking about when people say they're people of color.
We're talking about ADOS. We're talking about the ADOS.
I think he's talking about black. Go ahead.
Hey Z, you know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm about to say, Z. Because we niggas, dog. We niggas, dog. We is not Zimbabweans.
We Negroes.
We not Fula. We not Ashanti. We not Zulus. Nothing. We niggas. We what they call the nigga. You know when they talk about nigga, they're not talking about an African. They're talking about us.
Negroes.
The people that was bred on farms in Virginia and Baltimore and DC and
Georgia
Florida,
and
we
so
were
on,
bred on
South
those
Carolina.
farms.
And I think
Now,
Yeah,
here's
we
the
I
was
think
thing.
a
bred
lot
out
of the
there.
Hold on, one at a time,
conversation,
one at a time,
real
one at a
quick,
time.
real quick.
Go ahead,
I
Light
think
Bear.
So,
Mr.
okay, I'll
Z,
go after him. I'll go
Light
after him.
Bear, go ahead.
Well, Al was about to say something. I want to hear what Al was about to say.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Z.
No, I was gonna say so. You know, what happens is a lot of people play down how much, and this is coming from a non-ADOS, how much we float off of having the same uniform color, black, as ADOS, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of this is I know how much I owe to looking just like you, and I'm a benefit off of looking just like you while having a lineage that's not just like you, while being seen as less threatening as you. But then when you call me on it, I'm gonna play plausible deniability and pretend like I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, while I enjoy these Ivy League degrees over here until the white girl call campus security on my ass because I fell asleep in the common area, right? So
well,
for all of you that know
not
that
even
story,
necessarily that, Zoe.
right?
Listen, Zoe,
Go
not
ahead.
even necessarily that, Zoe. Because you know how I feel about this whole situation. I
No, it's
feel like the
necessarily
Haitians.
that. Because I'm
No,
around a
no,
whole
I
bunch of
feel like the
Nigerians. They feel
Haitians.
like
No,
they
no, I
think
know
I'm
what he's
Nigerian.
talking about.
One time. Go ahead, G, and
I know what
then
he's
Light Bear.
talking about when you speak on Africans. I'm talking about the Haitians specifically.
Mm.
I count them as ADOS.
No,
Like
they're not.
I believe
No,
like
they're not.
Haitians are
No, they're
ADOS.
not. No, they're not.
No,
Nah, you know what they
I
And
didn't.
did?
now
I
I
What,
didn't
the
say
understand
that.
why
Haitians?
No,
the
no,
sentiment
one time.
exists then.
No, they're not.
No, this is what I'm saying. The reason that I believe that because if it wasn't for them, a lot of shit wouldn't have popped off
It
over
still
here
would.
like it
Wait,
It
did.
wait,
still
wait,
would.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
It would
Because
have
of
popped
them,
off.
a lot of shit popped
It
off.
popped off. It's true.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
of them, they
That's
Yeah.
fucked
why
us
I
up even
count them as
more.
Yeah.
ADOS. I
No.
count them as ADOS more
Why?
so than
Nah,
They're not. They're not.
nah, they
I
were
didn't
better
say they
off.
were. I
Did
No,
didn't
did
say
look,
they
look, look,
were.
look. The Haitians,
what?
wait, hear me out, G. The
Okay.
Haitians, right? They was the ones who fucking fought. They was the ones who won. They was the ones who
I
represented.
know
And
that
you
you
know what
saying that
happened?
them.
Wait. No, I'm not. I'm just saying my soliloquy towards it. But the thing was, because they did so well, and they got that joint going the way it was, they rallied against them to make
Yes.
them into the situation that they are right now. And then was like, oh, we couldn't have that happen here.
Yes.
Nah. So while we go ahead and fuck them up, we gonna go ahead and make sure we gonna
Stand
take
on your
every
neck even
lesson.
more tough.
Yeah,
Yep.
if we gonna take every lesson we learn from their great strategy
Yep.
and their tenacity and their ferociousness and just beat the hell up out of the
Yeah.
ADOS.
Make sure the slaves will never
No,
rise up
but
and do the
no,
same
So
thing.
bad
yeah,
in
no.
Puerto
I
Rico was
totally
so bad.
understand
Oh,
that.
go
But
ahead.
Okay.
if it
Okay.
wasn't a
Let me
band
ask
for the
you.
Haitians,
G. Let me ask you a
let me ask
question.
you a
Okay.
question.
Let me ask you a question. Right. How long after they won their independence, you ever won our independence of
Never,
our own country? Never. Okay.
never did. Yeah,
So in other words, we spent like 70 more years in slavery than they did, right?
most definitely we did.
The
But
the
I'm saying that
Haitians were not bred in slavery like we were. They
no, they
weren't.
weren't.
Okay.
Nobody was like us. Nobody was like us.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we're not
That's
saying
number
that.
one.
Yeah,
Now after they got us after we got us slavery, did they actually have Jim Crow in Haiti?
Nope.
nah,
Not enough
somewhat.
white
They
people.
had sanctions.
No,
Yeah,
they did not. They had
They
sanctions.
had
They did not have
sanctions
Jim
and
Crow.
beautiful people.
Yeah. In other words,
no, I'm saying
they're
they.
not
Thank you, Light Bearer.
they're not ADOS, man. They didn't go
No,
through the
I
same
didn't say
experience that
they
we
were
did.
ADOS. I said I consider them
Yeah.
more closer than I consider somebody from
Well,
Nigeria or
okay. Well, that we can agree
something
upon
I
like
that.
mean,
What
that.
you?
yeah, we went through slavery, obviously, but I mean, I think, and so I get where you're coming from, G, and I'm definitely, and let's be very clear. If we're gonna be nuanced, there are Haitians that you would hear them talk and you'd be like, oh, okay, you not a Mr. Z type. You think you over here ass kissing and cooning. So yes, those
Yeah.
Haitians definitely exist, but in aggregate, because of those sanctions that Lightbearer is speaking of, and we saw, oh, so we won your game, and then you flipped the game. It was like, okay, we're just gonna crush you economically, right? And so that allows us to somewhat understand the ADOS plight a little bit more because we see how the bar just keep on moving. Y'all meet a bar, then they move the bar. Y'all meet a bar, then they move the bar. Then you got COINTELPRO and the sabotage and Jim Crow. And so because of that, Haitians are able to understand a little bit more some of the ADOS plight, and that's why like you and Charles say that y'all can kind of see where we coming from, and we can understand the ADOS plight a little bit more than some of non-ADOS black people, and it's because
Mm.
of the background, right? Because when we
Yeah.
won our independence, they just moved the bar on our ass, and so we understand.
And the thing I'm saying, BGS, is that I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in the world is like us. You know,
No.
nobody in the world is like us. So I would never. I'm very proud of who I am as a person. Like I'm proud of our history, and even the parts that hurt and are shameful. I don't even think there's nothing to be ashamed about. Honestly, it's some things that we went through as a group of people that is unique to us, but that's just what makes us who we are. And a lot of the stuff we're going through is because a lot of us are going through identity crises. Half of us want to be African, half want to be Native American,
Woo! Say
half
it.
want to be some type of weird amalgamation of Atlantean. Like,
Anything but the American Negro. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I believe that's one of the main factors in why we
Mm-hmm.
keep getting this people of color shit. And like, bro, no, say what we are
No.
and take pride in what we are so we can get what the fuck we got coming to us.
Yeah. We
But
got
Nah, that
until we
people of
get
color
to
shit is to dilute us.
yeah. We got
the
15 more minutes. Rael, you want to get in? I guess not. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
he's speaking,
No,
so
he's saying
he said,
something.
Ron, you sound
He's
a
saying
million
something.
miles
If
away.
he's saying something, we can barely hear him. If he's trying to talk to us,
Hold on. Black people collectively
we still
can.
can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Turn up your
Barely.
mic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
can
gotta
you hear me
speak
now?
up a little bit.
Let me
there's
mute
something
like
going
Barry.
on with your mic.
Yeah. Go ahead. Try it, Rael.
Can you hear me now?
It's better. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. That I mean, we saw what this educated lame and jawline nigga debate
Mm-hmm.
proved that that's one of the that's one of the most contentious things that we still haven't laid to rest yet. Even since the days of Garvey, Booker T. Washington, and
Du Bois.
Du
Du
Bois
Bois. Yeah.
is what are we? What do we want to be as a group?
Yeah.
Like there's no reason why in 20 well, this was a couple of years ago when it was really heavy, but that we should be arguing against intelligence in Black America. But the fact that we do means that there is something that we associate as a negative with being highly intelligent in our group. And that is a sure way in terms of a collective standpoint
Mm-hmm.
that if you're going to fight the people in your group that's going to project the intelligence
Mm-hmm.
that helps advance your group, because that's what helps advance your group,
You just think about it. In
you're going to have some
America,
problems.
think about it. In America, who was the only person you couldn't teach to read and write?
Black folks.
Black
Me and you,
men.
me and
Yeah,
you.
black men.
Yeah.
You're right. Black
Black
men.
men. Guess who they still don't want to educate
Like
as a
me.
group. Even our women
Yep.
don't want to educate black men. They're
Yep.
trying to. We still slavery still has us by our short hairs.
Yep.
Is what it
I
is.
agree. That's what I've been saying for a while in this space. Like chattel slavery ended, but the consciousness attached to it is still here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and well, you look at the caste system in India. That's been going on what 1,500 years or so.
Yeah.
And you know what,
It's a
right? You
hard
know
thing to
what hurt me
shake.
the most? You know what hurt me the most, Rael? When I first started learning about slavery and I learned that all black people wasn't slaves. That fucked me up. Like, cause I was under the assumption that all black people were slaves. And when I learned that hell no, you had black kings and kingdoms flourishing and getting rich while we
Mm-hmm.
were over here enslaved, that shit broke my fucking heart, bro.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, man. You gotta mend your broken heart and get over it. The facts are facts, right? The
Yeah.
thing is, what do we do now? Because
Yeah.
you can't change. There's still slavery going on the continent, man. It ain't
Oh yeah.
stopped.
Oh yeah,
It
no,
ain't
I'm
stopped.
a full blown.
I remember. Matter of fact, hold on. I remember. I was talking to my professor in college. She was in the Black Studies department, and I
Mm-hmm.
remember when I asked her, we was having a back and forth, and I asked her. I said, "Well, when Haiti was fighting for independence, I said, why didn't any African country come to defense or help?"
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of paused, and I was like, "Well, clearly, I mean, looking back on it now, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, many of those African countries they did support slavery,
Mm-hmm.
so it didn't make any sense for them to support a nation that was rebelling against slavery."
Mm-hmm.
Because they took part in it. So
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense that they wouldn't come to defense. And then when it showed its head when Haiti was trying to become a member organization of the African Union,
Mm-hmm.
and they basically didn't want to accept them in there because they weren't quote unquote African enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense. So that just goes to show you, like, um, the people don't really acknowledge, in terms of when they call it the slave trade, they don't want to acknowledge the African side of things.
They do now. Yeah.
What they do
They do
now,
now.
That's because they have
they're
no
forced to.
choice.
What,
They
what,
don't
what
have
they,
no choice now.
Yeah.
what they have a choice. The thing is that eventually black folks are going to have to start doing business with Africans. This shit's going to come out. It's better.
Yes.
It's better.
Yes.
It's better do it now than later. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I
Get
said,
get through
BJS.
the pain now and get it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right now, I'm a full blown Nigerian. I claim my niggerhood. I let them know. As Z, remember that
But
argument I had with dude on the panel?
Negro, you can't because you gave up your gold teeth, man.
Listen, man, I had to give up the gold teeth, man. It was
Yeah.
fucking me up.
For the
I
moolah.
know. So
All right, here's
you're only 90% now, man.
Hey, but
here's
when
one
I get
thing.
to 1,000,000, I'm putting my goals back in. They got me
I
fucked
heard that.
up.
I heard that. Go ahead, Liberia. We're gonna go into closing
Here's
thoughts now because we're
here's one
almost at
thing.
3 hours.
All right.
Go ahead,
So
Liberia.
first and foremost, I am the real life Killmonger. Fuck it. But,
I
we
believe it.
gotta
Now, of all the people, of all my subs, I believe it. You would be my first choice. Okay.
no comment. So when it comes to this situation, right? This whole
Uh huh.
American experiment, we gotta
Mm-hmm.
realize, and a lot of people gonna hate me for even saying this part, but we are an American product.
Yes, we are.
Period. Point
Hundred
blank.
percent. 100%.
Everything about us, the mindset that we have, the facial structure, the daggone the body makeup, we are
Mm-hmm.
bred American products. So
Mm-hmm.
to be honest with you, we might be African by descent, but we're American.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people they're like, oh, I'll never take this country. I get it, but when you
Mm-hmm.
go over there, you ain't one of
Yeah,
them
you're
either.
American. Yeah, you're American. They know who you are.
I just
They
got
know who
told.
you
Well,
are.
not just got told. I got told by somebody not too long ago because he kept trying to figure out who I was, and he kept saying,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, I know you from somewhere." And I get it all the time. I got a gazebo in Vegas because they thought I was T-Pain at one point, but
Okay.
Hysterical.
Yeah, hey, roll with it. If they want to give you goodies, roll with it. I know he did. Go ahead.
Mhm. But the whole thing is though, when you really look at this whole situation of what we are and why we are, um, you got to claim this. You got to
Mm-hmm.
claim this because even down to the point of there were people who were already here before they brought the other half of us here,
Mm-hmm.
and they just took them in and threw them right on in there with it. But you are an American product, and be proud of what you are. Be proud of it because everybody else and their mama want to be it. And that's my closing.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get my closing in too, BGS. I'm gonna get out of here, man. Like I say, I embrace everything about us, man. Even the way we speaking to each other. This is an American thing, I don't think they can even do this in a lot of places. You know what I'm saying? So, like the exchange of thought, the way I always tell people is like, bro, we the black Romans, bro. Like we
Mm-hmm.
them black people that was in Rome. You know what I mean? And people don't like we have access to knowledge and technology. And it doesn't matter if, even we're gonna get deeper, like China is becoming a world power. That doesn't even matter, man. We
Mm-hmm.
live in one of the most advanced places on earth, and they can't stop the advancement. We are
Mm-hmm.
able to travel everywhere in the world because of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be given deference. We're going to be given opportunity. Even with me, from my background, I got so much opportunity. It's like the stuff that happened to me before don't even exist no more at this point in my life. It's still there. It's still a stain and a tarnish, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't hinder me from doing anything that I want to do. As far as being able to own land, start businesses, participate in the world economy. I can do all that. I can
Do that so
still
I can steal
travel the
all your
world.
shit.
You gonna steal my shit? Goddamn! But don't worry about it. I'm gonna show you I'm a real American then. That chopstick with
right to bear arms, huh?
you know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
like I said, I embrace my full Nigerianness. And I think that we should make that a new word, Nigerian. That's to my man Rogish. Rogish made that word up. You know what I'm saying? And that's all, bro. I'm gonna get out of here, man. I enjoy listening to you, brothers, man. Peace.
All right. Who's next with closing thoughts?
I'll go next and say,
Go ahead.
look, I need ADOS to get y'all reparations so that Haitians could be like France, come off them ends, okay? Y'all need to kick it off so we could so everybody could just fall in line behind y'all. We could just bankrupt all of Europe and America and everybody, right? And the Aboriginals could get their money from the white Australians. Yeah, that's a really fucked up story for those of you that don't know. Yeah, and even the Hawaiians, actually the Native Hawaiians too. It's not just Native Americans that got fucked, y'all. A whole lot of people got fucked that still live on the same land.
There's a lot of blood money to go around, man.
I'm telling you. So, and once again, BGS, great panel today. Great. And we talked about politics. We talked about philosophy. Really check out the Confessions of an Economic Hitman. That shit right there, bro. That changed a lot of how the outlook I had about how the shit really go. And as a non-ADOS person, and I'll end with this, as a non-ADOS person, I already had my thoughts and feelings about ADOS and their position and what their position should be in this society. But when Yvette and Tone came along, they just solidified it even more for me. It wasn't confusing. Anybody that act like they don't know what ADOS is talking about is bullshitting y'all, and they doing that shit on purpose because it's not a hard concept. They built the shit, they're owed this, and they weren't compensated. Point blank, period. I don't know what's so hard to understand about that shit. And yes, that means that your taxes might go up. Oh, so be it. Nigga spending money on missiles that cost $150,000-$200,000 and just shooting them shits into Iraq for the fucking fun of it. So if your taxes go up a few dollars, oh well, you'll live. And I'll pause right there. All right, thank you once again, BGS, and shout out to the rest of the panel in the chat.
All right, who's next? Yeah, Liberia, you can post your stuff, man. You got a wrench. Post your stuff. Who's next? Closing thoughts? Going once?
Sir
Well,
Bluesy,
yeah.
Lightbeer, Rael, nobody?
I just wanted to say, basically, I completely agree with everything you just said about the conversation we had on like politics and philosophy and stuff. It's always very interesting, especially now that I'm actually taking a course on philosophy. So I feel like I'm listening to BGS and learning it at the collegiate level. So that's kind of cool. But and also the crazy thing is like, it was, what's crazy is I woke up this morning to Laura Movement going off, talking about you guys complaining about people asking for money, and then and he was calling out Jessica X, and I'm like, and he posts pretty much every day, but and you guys say that you like his content and you guys care about him, but y'all don't support his content. Yeah. Y'all don't like his videos like that. You gotta beg for $5. You can't give him $5, $10, and y'all talk about all this money y'all make from how you're successful careers, but you can't spare $5, $10.
Yeah, he's an OG. Yeah, I agree with you.
That was crazy, BGS. Did you see that this morning?
I haven't. I've been busy. I haven't seen it. So
I don't see his stuff come through the feed.
So what?
Like I don't see his stuff come through the feed at all. I don't see any LIR.
Yeah, check and see if you still subscribe because YouTube will unsubscribe you without your knowledge. So
he's blackballed.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so it happens to me all the time. Anyway, who's next? Anybody?
I'm gonna say it real quick. All right,
go ahead.
I made a website for us real quick. Anybody want to contribute to it? Is more of a situation like I got told already that this has been tried before, so I guess this is the Matrix 3.0 or Revolution or something like that, where I'm just one more of the people who attempted to do this. I made
Did you
YouTube
post a link?
clone.
Did you post a link for it?
I posted. I posted. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, because
So I
that's
made
why
a
you have a
YouTube
wrench so you can
clone.
post links. Yeah, go ahead. You made a YouTube clone. Okay,
That manospherebm.com. So,
okay,
if you got some stuff that, for instance, it might get taken down or anything like that, or you're like,
okay,
you just want someplace else to go live or anything. If you want to post the rule, like for instance, I want to get the list. Um, Manosphere BM. Yep, that's it. So I want to post the list of all the main Manosphere creators, as well
okay.
as the dictionaries that come along. We just add words and stuff like that. So I have a space for that as well. I'll keep doing it and making it better. If you just go ahead and throw your stuff up there. If you don't feel like taking the whole video, you can just drop your
Mm-hmm.
link in there, and then it'll post it from there. And like,
Okay.
yeah, it's there. I made it for us. Like, let's do this. If you need something like that, I feel like all of us are here. We love this space for a reason. And like, if you got the ability, you got the mind to do something, then actually do it. So if somebody was talking about making uh, campaigning, making a campaign party for the group and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
or for black men, period, then I'm actually try to run and do that shit too. Or the situation of so all our businesses should be in a list. If you got a
Okay.
business, for instance, I do taxes and stuff like that. We got accountants, we got lawyers in here, we got all that. It should be a black male business type. Well, you know what? Some of y'all need to hide y'all shit still, but for the people who can show themselves,
Okay.
you know, go ahead and post it in there. And we have now like a roster of businesses that we can just go ahead and keep our money within our money. It's so silly of us that we have not learned from everyone else what to do. I'm Hebrew, but a lot of it, I'm Jewish as well, but that's a whole long story. If we actually put this into a real effect, I don't feel like going down that path. But the thing about
Okay.
it is, we got groups that we are partnered with directly that we know knows how to do certain things. Take what they've done, learn from it, and build.
Okay.
I'm just trying to say I can contribute what I can contribute, and I'm trying to do my piece. This is one of them.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. There. And this is it. Looks pretty good though.
I don't
Looks
know what y'all want to call a
very,
black
very,
man party, but like what we gonna call that, because we need to get
we,
the
we,
numbers
we, we
together
will we'll
for the
figure that
next
out when we get
election.
there. Yeah, we'll figure that out when we get there.
What
Anybody
when you want
else?
to do? I was just gonna ask, like, just about the Patreon stream. You have any particular?
Let's try. Let's try Black Friday. Seems like a good day. Y'all just
Okay.
hit me up on Patreon and give me a time. And when you
Okay.
guys, I think most people are off on Black Friday. It might be a better day. Yeah, after Thanksgiving. So
True,
that's
and that's
probably a good
after
time to
that's
do it.
after
Yeah, yeah.
payday
And
too.
I
I'm gonna
need
try to
all
get a
your
TV. Is it gonna be a good? Is it gonna be a good year for
They're
electronics?
gonna
'Cause
be
I do
giving.
need to.
They're gonna be people are broke. They're gonna have. They actually go. They actually look for like Samsung or Walmart for their Black Friday sales. They're actually going on already. They might drop it on Black Friday, so you're gonna get very good deals on TVs. You got a gang of TVs, so
Yeah, because I
give,
need a new
and people
TV
are
for my
broke.
streaming, and they're broke too, so it's gonna be
People,
lower than that. Yeah, they
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
throwing them
They
out.
they
Yeah,
they're
so.
giving shit away. Yeah.
Whew.
Can
Anyway,
can I put your links on Insecure up on there? Like,
you sure can. Yeah. Anything you want, man.
just making sure. I ain't want to put it up
Oh
there
yeah, I
without
haven't
getting.
even watched that. I forgot about that. Let's go.
Anything you want. I'm thinking that somebody else wants to do another series called I think it's called Love Life, where it talk about a black dude, Black 92, going through his gyrations. I think I might do watch parties on watch reactions on Patreon, because you can't do it on YouTube because of the algorithm and the copyright. But I think I might do that on Patreon. So
Oh yeah, about that dark skinned Negro. Yeah, let me see that. I need to see that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me yeah. So let me read finish up with the Cash Apps, and then we're gonna get out of here. In fact, let me and then we'll post Art New Styles a video because he's going right now. So I'm gonna drop that
And
real
let me say
quick.
something before I go too as
Go ahead,
well.
Ryo. Go ahead, Ryo.
um, I've been saying this. I've been beating this drum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, you're free. You you don't owe anybody anything. If what you have done up until this point as a collective is not good enough for a group to
Mm-hmm.
love you,
Yep.
nothing is.
Nothing is. Yep.
Um, when I was in college, we were in my relationship class. We read stories about black men who were walking from the south to the north
Mm.
in the cold, sometimes dying, freezing to death, trying to make it from the south to the north because they had little better opportunities. They have to deal with so much harsh racism to find work so they could take care of their families, and sometimes they died in the process. This is how dedicated black men have been to black America. But it's time for black America to be dedicated to black men.
100%.
And so, you know, this freedom, I think for a lot of black men, I think it's disconcerting to a certain degree because
Mm-hmm.
it's like you don't really know what to do with it. And it's kind of like you in some kind of almost kind of like a darkness, but not as necessarily it has to be a scary one, but you just don't really know what to do because
You never been.
you're not really
You,
tethered to the very thing that you fought so hard to protect.
right.
But actually, what would help you protect any semblance or anything that looks like a group is actually protecting yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
Make your decisions based on now. Make the decisions because we not in the picking cotton era. You know, we ain't got to walk barefoot from the south to the north. So make the decision that you need to make first, solely in the best interest of yourself first. Period. Don't explain it away. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't make any excuses because everybody else out here, including these obese ass women out here, they are making decisions based on what's best for them first. They are not thinking about a group. They're not thinking about you. They're not even thinking about children. They're
Mm-hmm.
thinking about themselves. You, on the other hand, there's something about us that we just not selfish like that.
Mm.
We just not
That's
built like that.
that's our
So
training. That's our
yeah,
training.
so
So,
but you have to be there comes a point in time where you have to be selfish enough for yourself. I was reading this book that I have quoted in one of my books I have that basically said that there comes a time in your life where you have to be selfish in terms of your creativity.
mm.
So you can ultimately help the people that surround you. So selfishness is good in certain instincts, especially when it comes to us, because in terms of our self-actualization, we have to go out into our own individual paths and find our purpose. And once we find that purpose, now life becomes much more you're much more able to understand life and know what you really need to do out here. But make no mistake about it, you're free. I know it's kind of weird to say that, to say you're not tethered to the collective of what you've known as black people, but that
Mm-hmm.
collective doesn't exist anymore. The black America that existed where my great grandparents were married for 50 years, that don't exist anymore.
Nope.
So you're gonna have to build something new. You're forced to. You don't have any choice. And so, but this time, when you build it, it's going to be on your terms, and that's how you should want it anyway. Not leave
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yep. All right. Let me read the super chats and then we're gonna get out of here. Thanks, Ryo. I 100% agree with you. In fact, you have like three,
Okay.
four black scholars that were um, actually in line with what you're saying, especially Dr. Neal. Okay, he would sound almost just like him when you talk
Oh,
about
I
that.
love Dr. Neil. I love
Yeah.
Dr. Neil. Yeah.
All right, let me read these super chats and we're gonna get out of here. Thank you, Dardar, as always. Um, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Artisan, and Thank you, Lightbearer. Appreciate you. Sam C. Appreciate you. Gold Professor. Appreciate you. Lion. Lions. Lions 917. Appreciate you. Michael. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate all you guys, and I'm humbled by your support. So, with that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.